enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esfold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Our initial reaction when we realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
At Ryan Buick GMC, we treat every day like game day.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen, on 2. Ready? Ready.
We know how to get you in the right vehicle. From the test drive to the handoff, we make every step easy. This season, start your drive at Ryan Buick GMC.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens, that's oil change anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed our oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
The foundation of the financial planning approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
Welcome in here to senior night, and Reggie Fields, the head coach for Dickinson, going to have some words. Let's see if we can catch them here on the PSP network.
Abundance of energy is contagious and always present in whatever role she's in. It has been a blessing to coach a player like her who puts everyone before her, on and off the court. You are truly selfless. I know you will go on and do great things in Jamestown and will miss everything you bring to the court, the locker room, and the team dinners. You're more than just an athlete and a scholar. You are like family, and just know I'm always a text or call away. And then for Ted Ellison, I want to appreciate you. These are girls behind the scenes that do all the stats, the filming, all the tedious work that I don't have to do. I really appreciate that. And I also know these two from the club as well, so we have a pretty tight relationship. And I know these two will go on to do really great things in their future. I just want to thank you again and your parents for all that you do.
And that was Coach Reggie Fields of Dickinson for Senior Day, talking about his seniors. Only one senior on the basketball court, but do have some student managers that are seniors as well. And Reggie's been a big part of basketball here in the southwest corner of the state. A lot of camps after his days playing at DSU. Then recently got into head coaching with Belfield, and now was the assistant coach to start the season here for Dickinson, ends it as the head coach. Some good words there about Jenna Nelson and that coaching staff.
Yeah, senior night's always special, Brock, and you know, Reggie's becoming a staple in the Southwest here, and everybody knows him. He's got a contagious smile, and he's got a great love for the game, and you can tell it kind of spreads through all the athletes that he coaches. And you know, I'm excited for Jenna Nelson tonight, and you know, there is kind of almost some jitter sometimes when you're a senior athlete and it's the last time, and you kind of have those memories that flood back to when you maybe first started in the 3rd and 4th grade, and the moment, you know, you hug your mom and your dad and your teammates, and all the time that when you're a senior that you spend with all of these girls, having that come to an end can be hard, you know, and it's an emotional thing, and I'm excited for Jenna Nelson to really leave it all on the floor tonight.
Yeah, and Jenna Nelson, kind of a fun last game for her at home, because she's going up against Jamestown, is where she'll end up going next year for college, University of Jamestown, to play volleyball. So it's going to be kind of one of those weird kind of storybook endings, if you will.
Yep.
Play the team that is the town you're going to be moving to. But again, student managers, big shout out to them as well.
They're important.
Ellison Lom, Taya Rodakowski. You need to have good student managers
Yes, you do.
throughout the team. And that one senior, you don't usually see more seniors on the team. And I'm going to put out here on our little graphic, Dickinson's lone senior, Jenna Nelson, again, committed to Jamestown to play some volleyball. And some of her teammates having some words to say about her and the staffs.
This is really cool. I've never seen this before. I've never seen a head coach on the microphone address the seniors or have your teammates address. It's kind of a neat thing to kind of be a part of, and kind of lets you into the locker room, if you will, and to kind of go to show that sometimes basketball programs, there's a lot more important things sometimes than wins and losses, and what you can learn with athletics is these relationships that you get and these relationships that you have your entire life.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Jenna Nelson's in one of those weird boats right now because usually there's multiple seniors.
All the pressure's on her, all the attention.
And so it's a lot of the attention's on her today. And but for her, I think it speaks a lot of when you have multiple teammates. I think when we have 4 different teammates and a coach talk some great things about her during the pregame, and it's a big boat to kind of carry as a lone senior. I mean, leadership-wise.
That's a really good point, Brock.
And especially when you have a very young team in Dickinson. And I think she's done a great job as a leader, not only here for the basketball side of things, but volleyball this season as well.
Personally, I've been there. When I was a senior in high school, not to talk about the glory days, but I was only senior on my basketball team too. And, you kind of have that big brother, big sister role, and you really want to pour into the underclassmen and the freshmen and the sophomores and the juniors. And some of those guys are some of my best friends. And just taking that leadership role and being that big brother, and here for Jenna being that big sister and being that role model. And, and she'll continue this role as life continues. When these girls are playing next year, I'm sure there'll be a lot of communication and talking and conversations and life building, if you will, and kind of that role never really stops. That's what's really cool about sports.
Yeah, it certainly is, and even you heard it there from Reggie when we listened in there, that his phone was always open for his teammates or for his former team, and I mean that just kind of speaks volumes of the character he is as well.
Yes, sir.
Had the honor to know him since his college days, and always fun to talk to Coach Fields.
Absolutely.
Let's head on over and take a look here at the standings. And today is a big day here for the standings.
It is.
The final day of the AA season. I tried to go out with and get all the tiebreakers. Now, I don't know if I got them all.
And all the scenarios.
And all the scenarios.
Yep.
I tried my best, and you know how that is. Sometimes you might miss one or two.
So you're saying don't quote it?
Don't quote me.
Okay,
I'd say like 80% sure,
maybe
high 90s.
We'll take that.
We'll be confident. But no, Minot, they're for sure. They're locked number 1. They're going to be that number 1 seed headed in next week. Mandan and Century, they're going to be locked 2 or 3, but it's just where that's going to be. Mandan will be the 2 seed with a win today. They are taking on St. Mary's. However, if they lose and Century wins their game against Bismarck High, then we'd get a swap because Century does have the tiebreaker in points against Mandan.
Got it.
So there's a little bit of a change here. Now here's where we get to the
this is the log
craziness.
jam.
Yes. 4 through 6 is where we can get some different things moving on. Bismarck just needs to win, and they will be the 4 seed. Nothing to worry about that for them. Their challenge, they know what it is. However, easier said than done when you got Century here tonight for Bismarck. So sometimes easier said than done, but if they lose, then this is where it gets a little interesting, because if Legacy wins and Bismarck loses, then Legacy would jump to the 4. However, if Bismarck Legacy lose and Jamestown wins today, then we get some more moving and shaking. Bismarck would win that 3-way tiebreaker, and then Jamestown win the tiebreaker over Legacy. So it'd be Bismarck, Jamestown, Legacy.
Wow.
Bismarck is basically the 4 unless they lose and Legacy wins. That's the only scenario. If there's a 3-way tie, it's Bismarck. If they win, it's Bismarck. So they're pretty locked in at the 4. They could jump down to the 5. Legacy for them, I know they're sitting at the 5 now, but it's 4 or 6 for them. There's no way they can stay at the 5 tonight if everything kind of proceeds, unless Jamestown loses, and then that would be where Legacy could stay potentially at that 5
spot.
That's the 5 seed. Now, those teams will be 4, 5, and 6. Those will avoid the play-in games by my mathematics here at all costs. Now we get into the interesting boat of Williston, St. Mary's, and Minot, or Williston and St. Mary's there. It's just pretty even there. Williston win, your 7th seed, you lose, and St. Mary's wins, you're the 8th seed. Just a swap back and forth. So yeah, just basically the big one to look at is 4, 5, and 6. The 2 and the 3, as well as the 7 and 8, pretty much win, and you're that top seed.
You're staying
You're the
there.
higher seed, if not.
Which is important for the playing game.
Yes.
Yes.
So you know what teams are going to be in the playing game. It's going to be Williston, St. Mary's, Minot, North, Dickinson. It's just who's going to be hosting who. So lots of stuff to unpack. The boys could be a little bit more interesting.
Yeah,
because you've got some races there between 7 through 10 that are very close, and pretty much everyone could maybe be visiting in a play-in game or hosting a play-in game, depending on how all those points shake out. So
well, great job, Brock. You laid that out. It was about as clear as mud when you first started that, but I think we all should be, hey, when in doubt, just win the game you need to win.
Exactly. I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to, but we'll take a look at that as the game starts filing in.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Now let's take a look on over at the polls. Bismarck, Century, on the right side, Minot, Mandan. It was the big mover from 5-2 after their big win against Minot. Davies, Horace, and Century round out the top 5, and no other teams are receiving votes. So that's kind of the definitive top 5 by the pollers in the media this week. Well, let's take a break. Let's kind of distance ourselves from the standing talk
and focus on what's ahead of us.
And what's ahead of us when we come back here on the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Jamestown on the road here today in the Queen City against Dickinson when we come back.
Injury can happen anywhere, at any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride.
AE Construction Management and General Contracting builds more than structures. They build confidence. Your trusted partner in commercial construction across North Dakota, they handle everything, from planning to final delivery. Whether it's steel, industrial, or retail, AECM builds with precision and safety. Their hands-on approach keeps your project on time and on budget. Build better with AECM. Call Tim at 701-818-0099 or visit aeconstructionmanagement.com.
Dear valued customer, I'm Jared Lundeen, owner of Trusted Tire and Auto. Around here, winters can be long and roads can be rough. That's why you deserve a reliable partner. We carry premium tires installed by our certified team of experts, and our total car care covers it all, from brakes, transmissions, diagnostics, and more. And trust, we know it's built through real local connections, even small things like a handwritten thank you. Choose us for trusted service that goes the extra mile. Sincerely, Jared.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
At Badlands Pet Crematory, we understand that pets are family. Unlike other crematories in the area, we are the only dedicated pet crematory that offers private individual cremation. One pet at a time, 100% guaranteed. From start to finish, we personally handle your pet with the utmost care, ensuring that you receive only your pet in return. Choose Badlands Pet Crematory, because saying goodbye should come with certainty and trust.
Our initial reaction when we realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
Welcome back into the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Pregame Show. They're your locally owned oil change headquarters. 25 years, Lundine's taking care of people. Local actually matters. Not to mention this oil change, stay in your car, drive-through oil change. Typically 4 to 15 minutes or less. You can find them in Minot and in Bismarck. It's Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Well, before we dive into the meat and potatoes, let's take a look at the PSP schedule this week. And as you see it, it's a lot of blue because it's PSP Plus time.
Tourney time.
A lot of tournaments. This is actually, I believe, the final day of the regular season of regular season sports on PSP Network. Can you believe it, here at least in the winter season, and then off to the spring season here pretty shortly. But a whole lot of basketball. I think me and you still got about 20-something games to go.
Let's go.
We're going to get our baskall dose, that's for sure.
Let's go, Brock.
I'm looking forward to it. Well, let's jump into this matchup. Jamestown 10-10, 8-9 in WDA. And this is a team that, they won their first 2 games out on the eastern side of the state, but went on a 5-game losing streak. And it was one of those kind of tough starts a little bit for the team to kind of gel together. But lately, everything's kind of in that mid-season. They started turning around. They came in and started playing everyone close and kind of turned heads with a big win against Mandan this year. Again, the Mandan team that beat Minot just last week. And this is a team that is here to play here in the postseason time. And let's take a look at their spotlight player to watch. It's going to be Macy Newmiller tonight, the freshman. 16 points per game, around 2 rebounds, 3 assists per game, 44 three-pointers, and she's 84% from the charity stripes. Also has a season high 27 against Mandan, and helped them at that point with a big upset victory.
Well, shooting is key there. If you're going to shoot at that clip, if you're going to make that many threes and you're shooting 80% plus on the free throw line, shooting opens up everything, and wouldn't expect anything less from her tonight.
And now we'll go on over for Dickinson, our spotlight player. Well, it's going to be Dickinson's lone senior tonight. Jenna Nelson, she's committed to Jamestown for volleyball, so she'll be at the U of J. But she's coming off of a pretty good performance last Friday. 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 three-pointer against St. Mary's. She has a season high of 8 points, but it seems like the last 2 weeks she's been right around that 8-point to 7-point mark. Her offense has really picked it up the last couple of weeks, and for her, a senior, I think she's playing with no regrets, leaving everything out on the line.
Yeah, and one thing with her being at 6'1", she has done a great job on the defensive end guarding the post, and we've seen that throughout the year. So I think everything that she offers offensively, she just doubles that down on defense.
Let's head on over to tonight's national anthem here in Dickinson. That was tonight's national anthem here in the Queen City. As there you see there on your screen, Jenna Nelson, that lone senior on the Dickinson Mavericks squad. But let's talk about the rest of the Dickinson Mavericks. Again, 3-17 on the season for the Mavericks. Head coach Reggie Fields going to be there. He's talking there to his teammates here, or to his players one last time as the Jamestown starting lineups are being announced. And a nice little banner coming up here for Jenna Nelson. And also hashtag for her playing for CC Homison tonight as well, as it is for CC night. And it's great to see. I mean, I think every sporting event this season for Dickinson, every team had a CC night. So a great cause here in the Dickinson area.
It sure is, Brock, and it's a special moment. And, you know, CC had a lasting impact on not only the school but the community, and it's an honor for these athletes to honor CC tonight and her family. Very special.
You know, a lot of them played, you know, maybe volleyball growing up with her. I know Jenna Nelson was very close, and Jenna going to be leaving it all on the line here tonight in her final home game for Dickinson. As taking a look here at the numbers for Dickinson, they're coming off of a loss to St. Mary's last Friday, 37-72. And for Jamestown, they are coming off a win against Wilson, 72-65. That was a big game for seeding because it put them away from a play-in game situation and put them in that other type of logjam. Got himself as one logjam for another but got them out of a play-in game.
There wouldn't be a logjam in the WDA, right? I mean, it's just every night you're going to get your best from every athlete and every coach, and that's why it's one of the best in the state.
Well, let's meet the starting lineup tonight. Milan Martin is going to be for the Jamestown Blue Jays. Haley and Hannah Adelson, Macy Newmiller, Claire Marker in that starting 5 for the Jays. Starting it off is Newmiller. Newmiller finding it to Adelson. Haley trapped in the corner. Nice bounce pass. Martin driving to her left, in and out. Martin gets her own rebound as she's pivoting it around in the corner. She swings it out to Haley Adelson. Claire Marker, she'll rip around the left side of the arc. Martin zigzagging, trying to tie her up is Stevenson, and she does. A jump ball. Let's meet the starting lineup for the Dickinson Mavericks. Taking the ball out will be Abby Prowse. She'll inbound it to the lone senior, Jenna Nelson. They're joined by the freshman, Allie Stevenson, as well as the junior Claire Rodakowski and the sharpshooter, Emily Dutke.
That was really good help side defense by Stevenson there, forcing the jump ball.
Rodakowski hits the gas pedal on the right. She's cut off well by Adelson. Finds it to Dutke. Hard off the right side of the glass. Stevenson almost falls in the rebound. Rodakowski to try to help her, but Jamestown somehow comes out of the pack with it.
Both teams playing scrappy early on here, Brock. Fighting for the basketball.
Milan Martin hands it off to Adelson. Haley back to Martin. Thought about a three. Well defended by Nelson. And that's kind of Nelson's MO. She'll guard anybody. She'll guard some of the toughest players on every team she faces. But here's a three-pointer for Macy Newmiller, spotlight player of the game, and the freshman continues to dazzle for J-Town this year. Driving hard to the basket as Prowse bounces off the rim. Stevenson battling hard, but great tippy-toe effort for Martin, and off and running are the Blue Jays. Adelson in transition for two.
That's a great pass by Newmiller right there, and right on key, like you said, with the spotlight, setting her feet and letting it fly at the three-point line, shooting at a really high clip.
Nelson hands it off to Stevenson. A little bobble, settles in at the free throw line, skips it off the rim, and bringing up now will be Hannah Adelson, the younger of the two Adelson girls on this Jamestown squad. Now over to Haley, swings it across. Back to Hannah. Newmiller, well defended by Nelson. After that three-point shot, Nelson now is defending her for a second, but she'll switch off. Back to Martin. Adelson, catch and shoot off the side of the rim. Hauled back down, tough look by Marker. Hits the back of the rim, and another offensive rebound for Adelson and the Blue Jays. A little floater not gonna go for Newmiller.
That was a big stop for Dickinson High. You don't want to get down 7-0, 8-0, get something going on the offensive end, but we're gonna turn it over and go in the other way.
Batted out of the air by Hannah Adelson, and she'll walk it up for Jamestown. Martin. Pushed in the corner. Now she'll find it to Newmiller. She wants to see that heat check, and another one goes in for Newmiller early.
Timeout, Reggie Fields and the Dickinson High Mavericks.
Newmiller's got a pair of threes, and the Blue Jays lead 8-0 as we head into our first International Bank and Trust timeouts.
At Ryan Buick GMC, we treat every day like game day.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen, on 2. Ready?
We know how to get you in the right vehicle.
Blue Canyons, and hut, hut.
From the test drive to the handoff, we make every step easy. This season, start your drive at Ryan Buick GMC.
Coming out of the First International Bank and Trust time. You can find them at FIBT.com. Prowse has that one. Did she lose her? Was it jarred loose? And then we'll say it was last touched by Adelson and the Jays.
Dickinson High just needs to get a clean look here. Get a clean shot attempt.
Prowse looks down to Nelson's got to get it in. Lobs it all the way to the top to Rodakowski. Rodakowski sets a screen, but Stevenson going to go the opposite way. Hard to the basket and draws the foul on Mia Euland, the senior.
Love the attack. That's a good way to kind of get settled in. Get that goose egg off the scoreboard there and get yourself to the free throw line and see the ball go through the hoop and get settled in here offensively.
Stevenson. His first one swishes in for Allie Stevenson. Allie's been, again, one of those freshmen that's been fun to watch. She was held scoreless on Friday, but still made an impact. 5 rebounds and a steal. Only had 1 shot attempt last Friday, as she'll go 1 for 2 at the line to start and get Dickinson on the board, 8-1. But here comes Newmiller, coast to coast, count the bucket and the foul.
Yeah, you don't want to lose. Don't want to lose Newmiller there. And I was just going to say, when Stevenson was shooting her free throws over there, Dickinson High might want to look at, even a face guard. You want to box in one. Whatever you can do to take away Newmiller's shooting efficiency, and definitely do not want to lose her in transition.
There you saw on the Ryan Family Dealership instant replay. Count the bucket, count the free throw after. It's a 3-point play for Rachel Newmiller to get the Blue Jays going out front. I believe it's 10-1.
11-1.
11-1
yep,
there.
There they go.
There we go. As Nelson pivoting around, finding it to Dutke. Saspol's checked in for the first time today for Dickinson. She is right now in the paint. She'll work to the free throw line off ball. Prowse with 10 seconds to work with. Loses it between her legs, and it is a jump ball. Possession arrow headed on over to Jamestown.
That was really, really good on-ball defense. Not letting Prowse get to her right, get to her left, wall her off, shut her down. Jamestown plays kind of like a pack line defense, so they're going to make sure you can't, drive to the basket, and it's going to be hard for Dickinson High to get to the rim tonight.
Newmiller, she's feeling it from downtown, and said she'll kick it out to Young. Young to Euland for 3. Got to keep an eye out on Mia Euland off the bench. She can shoot the 3 ball just as good as anybody. She's actually the top 3-point shooter on the team. We already talked about Newmiller's success from downtown, so that's saying something. As here's a 3-pointer from Young as she buries it.
Yeah, right on cue. Shooting with confidence. I love the spacing. Dickinson and I went to his zone there. You need to find a gap in his zone, and she did, and let it fly.
That one's Young, and again, Young and Euland are great 3-point threats off of the bench, and driving hard is Dutke with a left-handed bucket. Here's Euland, and there it is. There's their top 3-point shooter on the team as Euland nets her 54th on the season.
Yeah, right now Jamestown's just getting into their offense faster than Dickinson has getting into their defense.
Nelson launched up a 3 off the back iron. Euland already hit a 3. This one from the corner. In and out, Adelson hauls down the board, finds it to Young. She's already got a 3 in the game, and she's got another.
Yeah, they're just getting too many opportunities. Dickinson High is just not organized right now defensively. Jamestown is organized offensively, and a lot of it comes down to finding bodies on box outs, and a lot of times those offensive rebounds lead to open 3s.
5 3-pointers as a team to start for Jamestown, and a blistering hot start from behind the arc for the visitors.
Yeah, and they're just finding the girl, moving the ball, being great off the ball, and there's an old saying, Brock, that everything looks good when the ball's going in the hoop, and if you can score at a high clip, you're going to be in a lot of games.
I know the 3 ball, it's a big momentum turner when they drop in.
Yep.
But we've also seen it sometimes on the other end, too, where you can't buy a bucket sometimes from downtown.
Well, and like we've talked about before, Dickinson High, they're at their best when they get off to a fast start, right? And now they're, down 17 here. They got to try to turn the tide here. There's no 17-point play. Just got to keep every possession getting great shots and getting stops.
Zastapol, quick touch there from Nelson to Fisher, back to Nelson, hits the gas pedal, puts on a floater, tries to go after the own rebound, but Yulin will cut her off, but sending one out of play.
Hustle.
Good hustle play for Yunk. Just could not quite Superman grab that one to keep it in play.
Yeah, Dickinson High kind of caught a break there, because if she would have caught that in rhythm, and they would have had numbers the other way.
Halverson trying to get to the low block. Nice little pivot move, and she draws a foul. Evie Halverson to the line.
I always like a good post touch when things feel like they're out of control, and slow the game down a little bit. And like I say, get a post touch, and then you can space off of that. Your shooters can get spaced up and get yourself to the free throw line.
Halverson coming off of a good performance of 8 points last Friday. Gets her first here tonight. Season high of 9, so almost got a new season high last Friday against St. Mary's.
She's got a nice mid-range game too. She's not just all back to the basket. I'd like to see her float around a little bit at that, that 12-foot, 11-foot range. And
well, I feel like sometimes when she does end up getting some touches, she'll usually start at that kind of that middle of the paint, and then eventually make her move, as you saw there, with a nice little post move. And the last touch by Fisher and the Mavericks. It will stay. Jamestown basketball up 20-4 with 11:49 to go.
Dickinson has got to find bodies, and they have to go get the glass. They have to go get the boards. Got to go win on the glass.
Adelson works it down low, pivoting around as Lucy Falk up and over the rim it goes. Hauled down with both hands for Halverson, and Stevenson will set up shop the opposite direction. Looking down to Halverson. She's going to power away with the left-handed dribble, and she's swatted. Big block for Falk. And Jamestown pushing tempo the other way. Quickly to Martin. Martin works the baseline, and there'll be a foul on Evie Fridley. But for that, one of those, that would have been a bucket for sure with Jamestown having 2 players right there in the paint. So maybe not a bad one to take.
Yeah, they have the numbers there.
At least negates an easy bucket. For the meantime, 20-4 Blue Jays. Driving hard as Marker swings it out. Adelson for 3, and it continues to be a 3-point party for the Blue Jays. They've got 6 as a team here in the first half.
I'm really impressed with Jamestown on the offensive end. I mean, driving, kick, spacing is there. They're definitely playing within the offense. Oh, nice take by Stevenson.
Stevenson rolls in with the left-hand lay-in. Adelson looks down low to Falk. Falk fakes the left, goes to the right, off the side of the rim, and they're going to call a foul on Tatum Fisher.
A late foul. I didn't know if they were going to call that one or not.
That's a little bit of that size disadvantage.
Yeah,
for
no doubt.
Fisher there, and giving up a couple of inches to Falk. First one for Falk off the back of the rim. Falk averaging 4 points, around 7 rebounds per game. She'll go 0 for 2 at the trip, but it's a offensive rebound, and here comes Adelson for a 3. She just hit one. Misses it off the back of the rim, brought down by Martin. She says, hey, I'll try my hand at one. Skips it off the iron again. Fisher plays it off. A marker, and it's Dickinson basketball.
Well, a lot of it is the fundamentals. Always comes down to the simple things, and right now Dickinson High just has to go get defensive rebounds. It's simple math. Jamestown's probably getting 3 shot attempts minimum every possession, and Dickinson High is one and done. You're not going to win that battle. You have to defend and finish your possession.
Stevenson trying to go down low to Halverson. They're going to say it was last touched by Dickinson. They'll go right back to Jamestown basketball as Zastapol will take a break, and they'll bring back in Abby Prowse.
And turnovers too. You know, if you want to get back in the game, you can't turn the ball over, and got to have a little bit better spacing. And See what Jamestown does here on the offense. Oh, nice downhill attack. Driving kick on cue.
To Martin, firing the three up and over the rim. Good boxing out there for Fridley, and it's going to be a foul on Hannah Adelson.
Yeah, that's just it. You know, sometimes rebounding is it's an attitude, and then it's also just kind of positioning, right? And right there, Evie had good positioning, draws those little things like that help you climb back into a game.
And those are one of those things with Dickinson. I mean, they're kind of been outsized most nights. Just box out, try to bring in the fundamentals. Sometimes easier said than done with some of those height mismatches some games. As Adelson gets the rebound, and they'll bring it up as Addison Young, the junior. Young, a little Euro step, it's poked away by Prowse. Martin driving hard with its new Miller.
Another board.
Another rebound. Here's Martin for three off the side of the rim. Another offensive rebound. Marker kicks it out, and a three-pointer is drained by Addison Young.
Yeah, if they're going to continue to get offensive boards like that, they're going to continue to get great looks because you have to realign and kind of get reorganized again off of offensive rebounds, and they're finding shooters on the perimeter after the boards.
Young's got 3 3-pointers here in this game already, coming off of the bench.
Well, in shooting with confidence, you know, there's a saying, Brock, where, you know, you're never more open than when you first catch it. And Jamestown's doing that, you know. They're seeing how open they are, and they're catching the ball, and they're shooting with confidence.
Well, they've got 7 3-pointers as a team. 4 of them are off the bench. So it shows that depth and sharpshooting prowess outside of the starting lineup. So there's, 12 points, 12 of the 26 are from off the bench. I mean, that's not bad numbers right now, pretty even scoring.
If your bench can come off and give you that support, that's a huge boost.
There for Andy Skunberg's squad out of the Jamestown area as Blue Jays have the ball. They'll flip it out to New Miller, finds room on the baseline, draws the foul on Dickinson's lone senior, Jenna Nelson.
And then when you're shooting so efficiently from the perimeter there, and then you just take what the defense gives you because, oh my gosh, they just hit their 4th 3 in a row. Well, now I'm going to blow right by you and get to the rim attack. And great job here to recognizing with a closeout that was out of control and getting yourself to the rim.
I mean, Macy Newmiller, just a freshman. It's hard to believe because she's already having an incredible season at the WDA level. And we talked about her, 85% charity stripe?
Yes.
Knocks down a couple there.
Added to the list, another underclassman in the WDA who's going to be a handful for many years to come.
And could we see one of those shifts of where maybe like the middle to bottom kind of shifts towards the top of the WDA standings in a couple of years? Because you're looking at, you know, a player like Newmiller leading Jamestown, who's just a freshman. You're looking at the duo of sophomores over there in Williston.
Up in Williston, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy to see as there's a 3-point shot there off the mark for Dutke.
You know, Brock, to add to your point, if they put in the time, yeah. I mean, if you put in the time in the offseason, yes, you will have a shot.
As Newmiller. I mean, I think those teams could still contend at the WDA tournament for a state qualifier for sure. And potentially make a big upset, as we already seen Jamestown contend very well against Mandan, beat Mandan in the regular season.
Yeah, Jamestown would probably be a team in the girls' side for the lower seeds that you wouldn't be too excited to go play.
As floater for Prowse swirls in for Abby Prowse, her first bucket. She's had a very solid last couple of weeks of the season. As Euland fires a 3. What a shot for Euland. Her second 3.
Playing free, like I said, you're never more open when you first catch it.
Prowse driving hard up and over the glass. Stevenson there to clean it up. Good closeout for Adelson. Dutke just brushes it off the nylon. And with that last 3-pointer from Euland, they've got 15 points off the bench. So pretty much dead even. 15 points off the bench, 16 in that starting lineup for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, that's a huge boost. That's a huge confidence boost also for these role players coming off the bench to see the ball go in the hoop. And a great time of the year to be doing it, Brock.
It's also one of those interesting things too. I mean, you don't put all your starting, your best shooters in that starting lineup.
Yeah.
How do you come out and make that lineup?
Good
I mean,
point.
there's a lot of teams, on the boys and the girls side of how do you frame it up? Do you want your best defenders? Do you want a good defender and a good shooter in that starting lineup? It's
having that balance. It's all about matchups.
As Prowse draws a foul as a Blue Jay down on the other end. It's Mari Anderson in pain, and they'll bring in a trainer on over to attend to Anderson. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll come right back into the game. 6:28 remaining in the first half. Blue Jays lead the Mavericks 31-8.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Espvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure.
Mari Anderson walked out of the gymnasium into the locker rooms there for the Blue Jays. Abby Prowse, first one is good. New Miller had a little laugh there. I think she thought that was the last free throw attempt, so she went to go box out Prowse. Now she can box out cleanly.
Yeah, you kind of, get a little messed up a little bit off the injury timeout and play on.
It's good to see, though, Anderson did walk off on her own will.
Yeah.
I think it was something with ankle related, is what it kind of looked like.
And as you know, injuries are part of the game, and anytime you see them, though, it's you hope for the best.
As Adelson gets it into New Miller, 31-9, Blue Jays lead against the Dickinson Mavericks with 6:18 remaining here in the first half of play. A little wraparound attempt for Haley Adelson, and it's cleaned up for two by Lucy Falk.
Yeah, and that a drive attack, physical contact, and again, more offensive rebounds for Jamestown.
Fridley, the young 7th grader, off the side of the rim. She'll try to get back to it. A little bit of that frustration. Foul, you missed the shot. You try to continue to get that board, and she'll get tagged on that one. And the Blue Jays are into bonus free throws.
Yeah, you're spot on, Brock. Just a frustration foul. You miss a shot that you know you can make. You miss a shot that you probably have made 100 times. And just what I really liked there was the leadership, though, there by Abby Prowse and all the other girls on the team. They're kind of circling up there and telling Evie, hey, you're all right, get the next one. You're just a 7th grader. And then you learn from that, That's what Dickinson I needs to do right now, is continue to learn and build and compete. And there will be better days ahead. There will be.
First one for Hannah Adelson connects. The second one just as good as the first one for Hannah. Pretty good free throw shooter at around 64% on the season. There for the junior, she'll go 2 for 2. Prowse, little stop and go. Actually is blocked. Late foul called on Hannah Adelson, and that's going to send in Abby Prowse to the line.
Another late foul. It almost makes you feel like the ball's going to go the other way, but Prowse does a good job of attacking the rim, but I would like to see Dickinson High do what Jamestown is doing, because we've seen Abby Prowse hit the outside shot. We've seen Jenna Nelson hit the outside shot. We've seen Dookie hit the outside shot. And I don't know if Dickinson High really has much of a three-point attempt for the first half here. So drive, kick, space, be shot ready and let it fly.
Yeah, that you mentioned, I think they've won maybe 2. I think Dookie had one earlier, and I think Jenna Nelson might have too. Hard look there for Haley Adelson, but I don't think more than 2 3-point attempts.
No, and that's kind of when they're in games, when they're hitting those outside shots.
As there's a foul on J-Town, and that's going to send some bonus free throws on our way here for DHS. And Jenna Nelson, the lone senior for this team. What a volleyball season for her, the all-region volleyball player. I believe she was the senior athlete of the year there for volleyball.
Yeah, great multi-sport athlete, and it's really fun to see that, to see a multi-sport athlete and not specialize in just one specific sport, because you're being well-rounded.
She goes 1 for 2. Her volleyball teammate Rodakowski going to try to battle for a jump ball, and I think they're going to say Jamestown had possession and called a timeout, so it'll be Jamestown basketball when we return. They're up by 37-12 with 5:18 remaining in the first half.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
(37-12) as we come back here on the PSP Network. Final game of the regular season for these two teams inside the WDA as Falk is fouled by Jenna Nelson.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Jamestown's offense, and also they're strong. Like they are physically stronger. They're strong with the ball. They're skilled. They play within their offense just right there. Just nice little flex cut and taking the contact and drawing the foul. Fun to watch. Fun to watch good, clean basketball.
I like to watch kind of the different types of players.
Correct.
I mean, you've got some three-point sharpshooters. You got a couple of those just great defenders on this team.
We got a 6-footer, 5'11". Like they got size and outside shooting. I think definitely a dark horse when it comes to tournament time, Brock.
I mean, they're winning the offensive rebound battle here today. And I feel like that's what you want to see. You want to, if you're a coach, you want to get offensive rebounds, and then you want to have sharpshooters to kick out to. Get the rebound, kick it out.
I wonder what the percentage is of like getting offensive rebounds and then kicking it out for a three-point shot. Like I bet it would be 50% or higher.
I mean, we've seen that a time or two already in this one.
Yeah.
As Prowse swings it out to Halverson, looks up at the rim. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Prowse fights for the ball, and a foul on the ground. So another bonus free throw attempt coming for the Mavericks. This one going to be called on Macy Newmiller.
Yeah, that's a tough foul. 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and you want to close out that possession if you're Jamestown, and kind of a bailout foul.
And Prowse headed back to the charity stripe, where she'll make her first one. Her third trip to the charity stripe. She's 4 for 5 there tonight. 6 points for Prowse to make it 7. Have to look back, but I think she's on a nice little double-digit point streak the last couple of weeks. For sure, I think the last probably 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, her shooting can help space out too, and I like to see her get a three-point shot attempt off and space off the ball.
You know, she was battling with a little bit of that lingering injury for a little while,
ankle,
and since coming back, you've kind of seen a little bit more of kind of last year Abby Prowse at points.
I agree.
At Prowse. Gets it to Dudke. Slings it out to Prowse. Fires a long 3. Oh, just off the front of the rim.
But right on cue. I mean, that's kind of what I like to see her game do. You know, feet set.
Martin. Going off of a screen from Marker. Marker was open there for a split second, but Martin had to deal with a tough defense from Dudke. Here comes a nice move there for Marker, but gets her own miss and swings it out to Young. Addie Young goes baseline, swings it out to Euland. Good passing here with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Long 2 on its way, not going to go from Martin.
Nice cut.
Pulled down. Martin just cuts to the basket, finds it, and lays it in.
So that possession there was 2 offensive rebounds. Again, 3 shot attempts on 1 possession.
Prowse tries to put up a floater, not going to go. Hauled down by Claire Marker. I mean, that last offensive possession, you got to tip your cap out to Claire Marker, because what did she have? The 2-3 rebounds and the assist.
Then comes back the other way and forces a foul on Dickinson.
Brock, do you remember who Steve Nash is? Of course.
Of course.
Right? One of the greatest point guards ever. Well, there's a move that he created called the Steve Nash dribble, and Jamestown's doing it right now with their guards. When they are driving to the basket, they don't pick up, they dribble. They dribble all the way through the baseline, and they are seeing how that is just, the defense is over-rotating, and they're finding girls wide open. If they happen to do it again, I'll point it out, but really, really smart, high-level basketball.
Steve Nash was always someone I wanted to model my game
absolutely.
after. I mean, he was one of my favorites to watch, and I had to. One of our coaches was giving us kind of player comps in the NBA, and so we're like, okay, like who's my player comp? Who's my player comp? And I was like, oh, I'm getting Steve Nash for sure.
You got it?
No, I'm like in my head. I'm getting Steve Nash for sure, right? Like I'm getting one of the greatest point guards of all time. Like if you don't see my game and his game, it's pretty similar, right? And he was like, said this name I've never heard in my life.
Oh, no.
It was some like fourth guy off the bench, and I was like, oh, I got you, coach. I got you.
Oh my
Not quite Steve Nash.
You're saying somebody that wasn't in like on a poster anywhere?
Oh, I don't think so. I had the confidence to think I was going to get Steve Nash. Not quite.
I love it.
Hey, you shoot for the moon, you might get a star.
That's right.
Driving to the left, it's Martin, swings it out. Here's a three-pointer, and count it, another three-pointer for Addie Young. She's got 4 of them off the bench.
Yeah, fill it up again. The feet are set, shooting with confidence, and it's not being contested either. Jamestown is getting all, they're just getting all the open looks that you could ask for.
Down low to Marker, switches to her left hand. Claire Marker, a really strong close to this first half for her.
Yeah, love the rim run, right? If you're the 5 in the offense, running to the block, getting the bigs rewarded by getting them some easy buckets.
Oh, Martin just rips that one away from Fisher, and possession arrow going to favor Martin's Blue Jays. Good hard effort from the junior, averaging 10 points, 3 rebounds on the season.
We're shooting free throws the other way, aren't we?
Well, I guess I thought it was going to be a jump ball, but I think they might call that a foul on Dickinson.
Yeah, I didn't pick it up who it was.
Good sign if you're a Blue Jays fan. Laurie Anderson there in the right side, top right of your screen. As first one not going to go for Martin.
Walking kind of gingerly, though. Maybe the ankle got taped up. If it's an ankle sprain, again, hoping for the best.
Just good to see her back on the court on her own will.
No doubt.
With 2:10 remaining here in the first half, 48-16. Blue Jays lead. Fisher switches to her left, plays it out to Dudski. She'll hit the gas pedal hard to the rack and draws a foul.
Yeah, good rack attack there, playing with pace, changing her speed, kind of slow play, the drag out, little mini screen there, and getting downhill.
That's Euland's 3rd personal. And we talked about kind of the ever-changing kind of game of Dudski. I mean, this early part of the season, we saw a lot of three-pointers. She was that sharpshooter, but as the season has came on, you're starting to see that a little bit more, that dribble drive to her game, getting the paint.
Yeah, and a good free throw shooter, too, so getting rewarded by getting to the rim.
She's 4 for 4 for there today. Her and Prowse have been finding consistency at the charity stripe tonight. Exactly what Coach Fields wants to see as Newmiller hits the gas pedal, foul from behind, and 1 for Newmiller.
Yeah, man, she's got a lightning first step. And again, for a freshman, she take what the defense gives you. Evie Fridley's pressing her, all right, I'm in my triple threat. I'm going to rip right to you and get to the rim, and no help side.
And she will hit the three-point play. I believe that's her 2nd three-point play of the night. And, hey, Macy Newmiller is a part of our player performance of the week. So go and head on over, and you can vote for her over on our social medias. And Grace Newman, who we saw in this very building for Bismarck just last week, as well as one of the nominees.
Yeah, I would say Macy Newmiller's doing a little bit tonight to get some more votes.
I know it's supposed to be after last week, but maybe you haven't placed your votes and you go, wait, there we go. Saw the post on Facebook. She must be pretty good, and she has lived up to the billing tonight. A great game for her. Adelson swings it out, and here comes Yunk with another three. Almost had a friendly drop in. Just off course, Fisher with a nice hustle effort, brought down by Falk. Will stay with the Blue Jays. Falk whips it into Marker, and a foul for Dickinson, and Marker will head to the charity stripe.
Yeah, Jamestown's length right now is just causing issues for Dickinson High, and not even getting a clean offensive rebound there, but just, I call them energy touches, right? You're just tipping the ball and making good things happen and end up with the ball in the corner and get a post touch and shooting free throws.
Marker's first swirls in, and it swirls out. She's got 4 points, averaging around 6 points, 10 rebounds per game, and that's exactly what you want to see from one of your bigs, right? That can get a double-double around there per game.
Yeah, and helps get to the free throw line, too.
Around 61% charity stripe shooter. She'll make her last one. Stevenson off the glass, off the left side of the rim. Here comes Newmiller, flips it out. Young sets her feet, lets it fly. Strong on that attempt. And guess who comes down with again? Claire Marker.
Oh,
double dribble will send it along with 46 seconds left here in the first. Big thanks out to Minot State. The best way to predict your future is created over 100 areas of study at Minot State. Minot State University, be seen, be heard, be you. Stevenson, nice ball handling as a hard bucket for Stevenson in the paint. She's got 5. What's the Mavericks at 20 points in this one? Adelson, she'll fire a 3 and another 3-pointer for Jamestown. Her second. It's got to be getting close to that 10 3-pointer mark as a team. Stevenson flips it out to Dutke. 10 seconds before Charbonneau Car Center halftime report. Stevenson 5 seconds through the fingertips at Dutke, and they'll be over in the back, and we'll see if Jamestown just going to inbound this one to get us into the tunnels, or if they're going to try to draw something up that they'd want to maybe practice.
I think they're going to draw something up here. They might go to a post touch there.
Practice before
going into the corner.
The WDA tournament to Newmiller. Floater at the buzzer. Yes, indeed. Newmiller adds in another bucket to her resume after an impressive first half for her, helping lead the charge as Jamestown leads 57-20 at the half. When we come back, we'll have the Charbonneau Car Center halftime report. Don't go anywhere.
We started with small beginnings, and just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. PNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Sometimes life gets messy and accidents happen. So when life gets messy, ServPro's ready. Call ServPro of Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
The foundation of the financial planning approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
Breathe in. I can't believe I wrecked my car.
There's some things in life we can't control, but what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts.
Jerome's.
Dear valued customer, I'm Jared Lundeen, owner of Trusted Tire and Auto. Around here, winters can be long and roads can be rough. That's why you deserve a reliable partner. We carry premium tires installed by our certified team of experts, and our total car care covers it all, from brakes, transmissions, diagnostics, and more. And trust, we know it's built through real local connections, even small things like a handwritten thank you. Choose us for trusted service that goes the extra mile. Sincerely, Jared.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
At Schatz Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Schatz Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
Welcome into the Charbonneau Car Center halftime show. They know drivers in Richardson, New England, Williston, and Glendive, Montana work hard, play hard, and need a car that can keep up. That's why they choose to offer Jeep Buick at their dealership here in Rugby, or in Dickinson. Oh, I said Rugby. That was the first time in a while. I mean, hey, I lived there for a couple of years, but no, in Dickinson. So check into their showroom and treat yourself to a test drive. Charbonneau Car Center here in Dickinson now has 2 locations, so make sure you go and stop in and check out both of them if you're looking for a new ride. As Jamestown defeats Dickinson up at half, 57-20. Jamestown leads. Jamestown right now getting the better end of the offensive paint, and the three-pointers are dropping fast and furious for the Blue Jays, and a big part of why they're up 57-20.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Jamestown, Brock. I mean, defensively, I call it driving the bus. They're in control. Dickinson High just cannot get an easy bucket. I will say one thing, the biggest difference between the reason the score is the way it is two things. The efficiency that Jamestown is offensive rebounding at, they're just getting more shot attempts than Dickinson High. And the second thing is Jamestown is contesting every shot that Dickinson High shoots, whereas Dickinson is not contesting any of Jamestown's shots, especially the perimeter shots. Jamestown had 9 to 10 three-pointers in that first half, and none of them were contested. They were just open shots. And as you look, setting the feet and shooting with confidence. And just giving too much space for those Jamestown shooters, and if you're going to play off of them, they're going to knock it down, and then continuing to get, offensive rebounds is going to lead to more shot attempts.
Yeah, right now, I mean, you said it best. I mean, it's the offensive rebounds, it's the three-pointers, it's contesting shots. I mean, right now they're playing at a high level on both sides. There's a prime example. You miss a three-pointer, you get the offensive rebound, you get a second chance at one from downtown, and Jamestown's not going to miss that second attempt very often. And right now, that has been the name of the game for the Blue Jays, and New Miller, hard to the rack, has put them in the driver's seat there in the first half.
Yeah, with Macy Newmiller, when she gets gets going on the outside, we talked about her, pregame. When you're shooting at a high clip, even if you're not necessarily making shots, but you're shooting them, and just that threat of you making them, Dickinson has coming out and they're having poor closeouts, and then they're just blowing right by and getting to the rim, and it's just going to come down to offensive rebound. That's the one thing I talk about the most if I was Coach Reggie Fields is, hey girls, let's go control what we can control, right? We know that we can box out. We know that we can rebound. Let's just go win the rebounding battle in the second half. Let's go contest more shots, and let's try to start the second half with a little mini run. Hey, can we go on a 10-0 run? Kind of maybe force Jamestown to take a timeout just to get a little bit of momentum back, and maybe get it to 27 to 57, or maybe 30 to 57, and just keep chipping away at it, and just making sure that the attitudes and the effort doesn't go the opposite direction. Continue to play hard, continue to play with a positive attitude. Easier said than done, but don't look at the scoreboard and just play ball.
Yeah, this is a team that's continued to do that all season long, have that positive attitudes, and for this Dickinson team, you want to have a really good last 17 minutes here, or 18 minutes here, because this is going to be your last 18 minutes here on this home court on the season. So, hey, let's close it out, and then it's something to build off for that playing game next week.
I was just going to say that.
That's going to be big because, hey, Dickinson can play the upset. They can play the stunner factor and try to steal one to get into the WDA tournament. So let's have I'm Coach Fields, I'm saying, hey, let's go have a great 18 minutes. Doesn't care if we come out on top on this one. Let's give it our all, and then come out tomorrow. We'll look it over and head on over to that playing game.
Well, and there's more to play for than you think, right? 57-20, it's that's a challenge, but just see how mentally tough we are here.
Driving hard,
nice
switching to the left side is Marker. Marker's got 7.
Another thing, that we didn't talk about at halftime, Brock, was Jamestown's size and their strength. Their length causes a lot of issues.
Marker and Falk had some big days in the paint, at least especially in the offensive rebounding department, as Jenna Nelson picks up her first one from the field. She's got 4 points with that three-pointer.
And I like that look, catch and shoot, catch and shoot.
Martin hard to the paint, brought down by Rodakowski. Let's take a look at those totalers there from the first half. Milan Martin with 3 points, 6 for Mia Euland, 12 for Addison Yunk off the bench, 10 for Haley Adelson, 2 for Hannah Adelson, 16 for Macy Newmiller. Claire Marker's got 7, and Lucy Falk has got 3. Jenna Nelson's now got 4, 6 for Emily Dupke, 5 for Allie Stevenson, 7 for Abby Prowse, and a point for Evie Halverson. Here comes Stevenson with her 5 points. She'll flip it out. Long 3, and draining it is Abby Prowse.
Yep, there's some things positive to build off, and I would continue to, if I'm Dickinson High, catch and shoot. They have girls that can shoot on the perimeter. Driving kick.
And Prowse is so confident. She's one of those three-point shooters where if we would have to go back and maybe stat them, but you very, very rarely see her feet anywhere near the black line of the arc.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, she's shooting college range, NBA range threes most of the time.
Yeah, she does. And a lot of that's because of her size, right? She can't really create a whole lot of space.
As Prowse out and running left to right across your screen. She'll dump it down to Rodakowski. Little ball fake. Pass cuts behind Emily Dupke, and it goes out of play. Big thanks out to the UPS store located on South Broadway in Minot. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 7. Saturday, 8:30 to 3. UPS store located in Marketplace Foods Plaza for all your shipping and packing needs. Hannah Adelson racing over to the right side. She'll hand it off to New Miller. Newmiller finding Martin, sets her feet, lets it fly in and out. Back to Newmiller. Whips it down low. Martin will trail back to the free throw line. Martin stepping in, burying a three is Martin. Well, we had quite the three-point party for the Jamestown Blue Jays in the first half. It looks like they continued on. Nate, would you want to take a stab at what number of three-pointer made that is for the Blue Jays?
Well, halftime definitely didn't cool them off. I'm going to go with 11, Brock.
Spot on.
Really?
Spot on.
Wow.
11. As they've got 33 points from behind the arc, and that one off the mark there, but will draw a foul for Emily Dutke.
And I don't want to be a broken record, but that last possession for Jamestown, the three-point make came from an offensive rebound. And then again, just the little details, I think it was Stevenson guarding on ball, went underneath the screen. And when you have a hot shooting team like the Jamestown, you want to go over top of the ball screen. And again, taking what the defense gives you. If you go underneath the screen and you're a shooter, you're going to shoot the ball because that's the space that you need.
Emily Dutke will pick up her first free throw, and she'll capitalize. She's been there 3 different times. She's a perfect 6 for 6 at the charity stripe for Emily Dutke.
I like to see her get her feet set and shoot a three-pointer.
I mean, she's been really consistent today at the charity stripe, and she's been consistent on the time she has shot the ball. So we'll see if they'll try to draw up a look for her on their next
Nice
look.
look.
As here comes down, lobbing up to Marker, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Scunberg.
That's a good action by Jamestown. Dickinson and I didn't help with the roll right there in film tomorrow. You're going to want that girl who was on the wing. You're going to want to shift to the corner so you get that post touch out to the corner for a three-point shot. Just little things you're going to clean up if you're Jamestown.
Prowse looking down to Rodakowski. There's that set play to Dutke you just talked about. Skips off the back iron, brought down by Martin.
Yeah, that's a good look for Dickinson High. They're getting one of your best shooters, a good look in the corner.
Newmiller stop and go and grabbed on the arm by Zastapol.
I really like Newmiller's game. You can tell she spends a lot of time in the offseason. You always tell by a girl who can handle, the ball is just a part of her and moving, like the ball's on a string. Looks really good.
As Jamestown inbounding the ball, Newmiller into the corner. Driving, switches to her left hand, cleaned up, Lucy Falk for 2.
Yeah, she's had a huge night on the glass. Then gets easy buckets off of it by being active on the boards.
Final score, Mandan defeats Bismarck St. Mary's 71-47. So Mandan will be the 2 seed. Century will be the 3 seed come WGA tournament.
All right, so that's settled in.
That is settled in. Top 3 seeds. Minot will be the number 1 team. That was kind of one of the few knowns coming into the night, but everything else was kind of up at hand. Set back by Newmiller, got it to Young. Young has had quite the day from behind the arc. She'll flip it out to Newmiller. Newmiller finding a lane to her left hand. Macy Newmiller's got 18.
Yeah, that's a great way of playing downhill to her weak hand, recognizing the shot clock coming down.
Stevenson went coast to coast, tried to battle hard on the other end, couldn't get it to drop. 66-28, 13:47 to go here in the second half. And after this one, we'll have the boys contest coming your way right here on PSP Network. As pass cuts right behind Hewlett. It's hard to believe regular season is coming to an end tonight for AA. Bismarck Century defeats Bismarck 79-36. Big win there for Century, but again with that score for Mandan will not change anything. But Legacy also fell, so I think I'll have to bring out my sheets here in a second. But with Legacy losing and Bismarck losing, I think that still means Bismarck then has for sure been the 4 seed.
The 4 seed.
And I think that means if Jamestown takes care of business today, I mean, right now on that track, they will jump up to the 5 seed and put Legacy down to the 6.
That's huge for Jamestown. Going to be a travel there. Yep, just got bumped a little bit and picked up the pivot foot. There was probably a lot of emphasis of that coming up to this game. Hey, we can go up to the 4 seed or the 5 seed or whatever it may be, and they've definitely proven that tonight.
Yeah, they'll jump up a spot, I believe, there of Again, about 80% sure of if I tallied everything right. But
yeah, we said don't quote us here.
But with that three-way tie, Bismarck, I think, has got the better end of the three of Bismarck, Legacy, and Jamestown. And then it would be Jamestown and Legacy head-to-head. I think Jamestown's got that. So, but that should be quite the game. Jamestown, Bismarck, round one.
Yeah.
Two teams that the most recent teams we have seen here.
I was talking to a coach over the weekend, and my daughter had my daughter and my son had some travel basketball games, and I was talking to coaches who were in the WDA and telling them how excited I am about it and all this, and he made a comment. He goes, as a spectator, it's a lot of fun. As a coach, it is very stressful. And it's
no,
true.
I bet.
I mean, it's fun for us as broadcasters and fans, but these coaches, I mean, it's a
coaches and players maybe not as, fun. It is fun for the players, but maybe a little stressful at points.
There's pressure to it, no doubt.
As Fisher zigzags, gets a nice hard screen from Halverson, getting to the outside, and a foul is drawn. So at least we're starting to get the puzzle pieces to fall here. Here the WDA. The teams that are for sure already in and don't have to play in a play-in, that is all set now.
So then we possibly would have our 7-10 could be Williston and Dickinson.
Wilson or Dickinson or St. Mary's and Dickinson.
So for sure Williston or St. Mary's would be hosting, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Fisher hits the shot, and I think St. Mary's lost, so I think that's all set. Everything is set.
Everything's set. So Wilson 7.
So Wilson will play Dickinson sometime there between the 26th and the 28th. No hard dates.
No, there is no hard dates for the playing.
Nope, so Thursday, Friday, or Saturday.
Got it. And then your 8-9 matchup
will be St. Mary's and Minot North.
You heard it here first, folks.
Hey, it all came. See, that's the fun thing about doing these games in Mountain Time when everyone else is in Central.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Because we already know what we don't have to. We could do it on the broadcast halfway through.
And for the boys' games, we're always the last ones calling. All those other games are wrapped up.
As Hannah Adelson, she'll flee back to the right wing. Driving hard is Young. I'd like to get how her game has switched up a little bit. In the first half, I don't think she's shot a single shot inside the arc. And then in the first half, it was all three-pointers, and now you're starting to see her drive in a little bit.
Yeah, between Young and Newmiller like that, that's a great 1-2 punch.
And that's one starter and one off the bench.
Yeah, and then you add Mia Euland into the mix, too, with her three-point shooting.
They almost have the depth to kind of run two different units if you kind of look at it that way. They're 8 or 9 deep in this team.
Yeah, you trade guard for guard and post big for big. Yeah, great point.
Marker comes out, then Falk comes in, and then you get the shooters of Euland and Young to come off the bench for the Adelsons. As walking up is Addie Young, up by 36. Bounce pass to Adelson, down low to Falk, trying to pivot around. Now she'll swing it back to Young. Rattles off the cage, and a foul off a push.
Back to the seeding, Brock, that 4-5 matchup traditionally is so fun to watch. In having, these matchups coming up, and it's going to be, the WD tournament's going to be electric like always.
Oh, it certainly is. And, let's stay here since we know what this bracket's going to look like, and let's kind of talk about those first-round matchups. So Minot will be the number 1 seed. They'll await the winner of St. Mary's and Minot North.
Yep.
So maybe you could even get a Magic City battle there in the first round of the Capital City. Then you got Mandan will be taking on Williston or Dickinson. So that should be could be an interesting matchup as well. And then you got Century taking on Legacy, a Capital City battle, and Bismarck will take on Jamestown. Again, these are all unofficial, but if I did all the math right, I think this is pretty set in stone.
Yeah, and if you're Jamestown right now, and you got to feel really good about what you've done tonight, right? And obviously, when you watch the film back, there's going to be things that you're going to want to work on. But the good things that you did to have, and then to see this matchup that you're going to have, and then to have a week to prepare and to get ready for it, I'd feel good if you're Jamestown right now.
Jamestown split with Bismarck in the regular season. They won by 9 on January 9th, and then they lost by 11th on February 13th.
Yeah, so close. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Evenly matched, you could say.
Very evenly matched. Halverson at the right wing. There's a foul. Or at the right elbow, excuse me. Big thanks out to Farstead Oil. Contact Farstead Oil today. Find out how their skilled sales team can help you achieve your wholesale fuel, mobile lubricants, and DEF needs. Proudly serving North Dakota, Montana, Western Minnesota since 1938. Committed to outstanding customer service and reliability. Farstead Oil. As first one for Halverson. Rattles in the cage.
You know, and if you're Dickinson, why not try something crazy to go win that play-in game, right? You know, maybe it's a type of zone defense that you could throw something at, or, you know, do you a triangle to the, you know, if they end up playing, well, it's scheduled in to play Williston, right? Yeah, and, you know, maybe you do a triangle two on the Ostrom twins. You know, just something out of the box, you know, to give yourself a chance and, you know, like you said, no hard date for that play-in game, but get a couple days to prepare and you know, see what happens here. But again, you got 10 minutes to kind of build towards that. And that would be my talk in the huddle right now.
Yeah, I mean, at the earliest, that game's going to be Thursday. At the latest, it would be Saturday.
Right.
So at least would have a 1 day in between there. As Newmiller fires a three. What a shot there for Newmiller.
Yeah, she shoots it the same every time.
Again, that's going to be a name we're going to be calling for some time. Just a freshman here for Jamestown as Halverson stopped at the low block. Tough look there for Halverson. Toughly contested, but will not matter.
Yeah, she's good when she can get to her left hand.
As Rudolph has checked in, as well as Ryder for Dickinson. A couple of those young Mavericks on the floor. I mean, it's a very young Maverick squad there on the floor right now with Fisher and Stevenson, both freshmen, and there's Fisher right on cue with a bucket.
Yeah, let these young girls get in here, get some minutes.
Martin, three-pointer, count it from Milan. Martin.
13th three of the night, Brock, if we're tracking correctly.
13th three on the night. After 10 in the first half for J-Town, here comes Halverson to the right side. That one off the glass.
Oh, nice look.
Marker undetected in the backcourt. She's got 9 points. Good look there for Marker. Stevenson to the gas pedal, and there's a foul on the floor on Newmiller. As the young Mavericks going to be checked out here in a second.
Yeah, we're going to have a hockey sub here.
Bring out the young crew for a little bit of the older crew. I mean, it's hard to say they're the older crew, but
yeah, true, because it's only the one senior. Yeah,
only the one senior, but a few juniors in there. So,
speaking of hockey, how fun was that gold medal game? Did you? I know you're a hockey guy. Don't tell me you missed that.
No, I ended up catching it. I was at the WDA tournament,
right?
And we got back, and dude, I was tired. That's for sure. And I went to bed, didn't set up alarm. It was like on Saturday.
Yep.
Woke up, turned it on, and I caught it right when they were getting to overtime.
Oh, perfect.
I was like, perfect timing. Missed everything else, but hey, we caught overtime.
What's your thoughts on the 3-on-3?
Honestly, I like the 3-on-3.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
maybe
wide open.
Maybe that's puts me away from all the other hockey lovers. You know, a lot of people
the traditionalists.
Yeah. But I feel like over time I've liked the 3-on-3 maybe has eclipsed it over a shootout for me even.
Now should we do that for basketball? Going to overtime. 3-on-3 half court.
And then let's put a spot for where you can hit a 4-pointer.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Let's just make it arcade.
Maybe they should do that for the NBA All-Star game to kind of maybe make it a little bit more competitive.
I mean, I guess they kind of do that with, like, was it the Big Three or whatever they call that league?
The Big Three League, yeah. Caitlin Clark had a chance to play in the Big Three League.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And maybe she should have now, looking at things right now with the agreement of between the WNBA's, player council and the league, maybe she should have went that route.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Hey, we could even make a shootout here. We could play a game of like Lightning or something.
Or what you maybe do is you go into overtime and then you have a coach's 3-on-3.
Oh,
right.
Spoken of a true coach, put me behind there.
Well, look at Reggie Fields to get him out there 3-on-3 in overtime. I like to give him,
I don't know if there's a. I mean, I think I talked with one of the broadcasts this year about it, but I don't think he's the tallest head coach now in the WDA.
I know he can still dunk it, and that's all. I mean,
yeah.
When you're building if that were the rule, when you're building your staff, you might have to find some youth. And you got to find some athleticism. Now, that would be good entertainment.
It would be. I remember in elementary school, we sent like all our 5th grade basketball players against all the coaches, and it was pretty fun.
That is fun.
Against just random, I guess not even coaches, just random teachers. So it was just us versus the math teacher and science teacher, and they had no experience playing basketball.
Oh my gosh.
Lasted about 2 minutes until our science teacher broke her finger.
I was going to say there's going to be a major injury, a blown Achilles. A
broken finger lasted like 2 minutes of the game. Prowse driving, has that one poked by Newmiller. Nice find by Prowse to Rodakowski just off the front of the rim. The Newmiller jogs it up the court. She hits the gas pedal. There's a foul on the ground on Zastapol.
Newmiller hits the gas pedal, and you've said that a lot tonight, Brock, and she is just lightning quick. Can get to the rim. Great shooter. Really impressed with Newmiller's game. And again, maybe it's the bright shoes that make them faster. We talked about that. Those Easter colors.
The Easter colors, the pastels.
Hey, we're only 6 weeks away from Easter. Never too early to celebrate.
To another Easter color there, the yellow.
Yeah, look at all of them. Purple here.
Driving hard is Lewick. Pivoting it around. Morgan Scott. Scott tries to dish one out to Newmiller. It's poked right in front of Andy Scunberg. Well, Scunberg, a big name there in basketball side of things in Jamestown.
Yep.
Bowden Scunberg, former NDSU Bison, also with basketball at Illinois State. Was able to call a couple of his games back in my college days at the University of South Dakota.
Yeah, great athletes.
I think Bowden's younger brother might see him check in maybe later on tonight. He plays on the boys' team.
Isn't it fun how those names and that lineage in North Dakota, it's really fun to follow. And it's all over every part of North Dakota.
Mouse flips it on over to Zerfoss. Zerfoss finding Lewick. Pump fakes the 3. Drives in. Settles in at the mid-range. Tries to fake it to Mouse. Now we'll get it to her. Pump fake by Scott. Hitting the brakes. Getting the hand in there is Prowse. He goes all the way down the court. And they will say backcourt violation.
I was just going to talk about how Jamestown makes great decisions with the basketball, and they don't force a bad shot. They don't force a pass. I'm sure they're under 10 turnovers for the night, and that comes down to coaching. That's great coaching, playing disciplined ball.
Prowse goes hard to the basket. Let's see what they would call that one. They're going to call that one on Millie Mouse. That's what the team would say. It's really I heard drive in that one close to Minnie Mouse, obviously.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
First one is good. Had to wait a second there. Just saw the ball drop. Didn't see if it went through the nylon or not, but it did. And second one follows suit. What a game for Abby Prowse. 12 points. Another double-digit performance for her. And I know we talked about it with her injury.
Well, she plays the same, whether you're up by 20, down by 20, tied game. She's a competitor.
She's one of those players that does want to play at the next level. Settling in is Nelson, fires the three off the back iron. Zastopol scoops it up off the front of the rim and brought down by Lewick. Luke's pass cuts behind her intended target. Prowse lobs it up. Zastopol couldn't get there in time. Back to Lewick with 3:48 to go, and Lewick is going to the line.
Yeah, Dickinson time might start looking at maybe getting some of these girls on the court here out for the night, just to, not to throw the towel in, but we need to make sure we don't have a rolled ankle or something silly happen before that play-in game.
As Lewick's first one is good. That's her first points on the varsity season for Lewick.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, checking in and gets her first points.
That'll be something to celebrate in the locker room.
Slicing through, a nice look there for Mouse, hard off the glass. Almost has a second look at it as Lewick had the rebound, but will go out of play. I know the amount of first goals we had in the WDA tournament, first varsity goals, was actually crazy to me this past weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we had 4 or 5 kids that scored their first goals.
Yeah, what do you think's with that? Just being aggressive and progressing throughout the year?
Yeah, great depth too, and sometimes you perform better when they it's a stressful situation, you got to step up for your team, and you saw a lot of players do that.
Oh, nice block.
As Poland's, Ryder, and Rudolph check in. Nevaeh Poland's, the junior, checking in for her first times today. We've seen Rudolph and Ryder a time or two already to this point. Ryder.
Nice take. Every time she comes in, she's aggressive, and I really, really like that. Bright future for her.
Yeah, she kind of reminds me. Very similar game, and I know I can't say reminds because they're the same age, but it's of Stevenson.
Yes,
two freshmen that play very similarly.
Yep, getting to the rim.
As a reversal layup left short, but smiles on the faces there for the Blue Jays on Zerfoss's attempt. They lead 79-41. Nelson skips it off the rim. Ryder, offensive rebound, kicks it out. Rudolph for three, brushes off the nylon. They'll get the rebound. Here comes Fridley. He cashes it in.
She loves that little floater. She's good at getting to her spot. Oh, we're going to have a little timeout substitution, if you will.
Also like that the lone senior Nelson with a couple of the young bucks out there. Sophomore in Rudolph, a freshman in Reese Ryder, a 7th grader in Fridley. And then Poland's an 11th grader, junior. Ball pake for Ramsdahl. A nice little half spin, hard to the rack, offensive rebound. First look's not gonna go as she is fouled hard is Summer Abenauer. As Abenauer will head to the line. Her third game played in the varsity season. 4 points early in the year in the second game of the season against Fargo South. That's where all her points in the year have come from, as she'll go 0 for 1 with Abenauer. Nelson flipping it out to Fridley. Hey, why not? Let it fly for the 7th grader up and over the rim. Poland's battling hard. And a jump ball.
Yeah, I like that. Like I said, battling hard till the end. Keep competing. Anytime you're on the court, there's no such thing to me as garbage time. Like, you're healthy, you're moving. It's always good to be playing ball.
You check in and you pride that big effort. And
oh, nice move.
Nice move there from Rudolph.
Nice.
And Rudolph with a bucket.
Very nice move. A little hesitation there.
I'd assume Nevaeh might be a younger sister to Kayla Poland, so we'll see later on today, or at least some type of relative there.
Yep.
And very similar of how they both kind of come off the bench and they're both ready to play. Got to bring that energy and spark to their ball club. As pass taken away. Mouse blocked away, gets the rebound. Abenauer for three, off the back of the rim. Mouse picks up the bucket and the foul. Mouse relentless off the bench, and she'll have a chance. In her first points on the season for Mouse. And now she'll put the left toe right on the line. She'll make an end one for Millie Mouse. 4 seconds to go as the ball will end in the lone senior's hand for the Dickinson Mavericks as they fall in this one as the Blue Jays head into the WDA tournament as the 5 seed, and they pick up an 82-45 win. We'll talk about it when we come back on the Charbonneau Car Center post-game show when we come back here on PSP Network.
We started with small beginnings. And just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Sometimes life gets messy and accidents happen. So when life gets messy, ServPro's ready. Call ServPro of Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
Every football fan has their Sunday routine. Maybe it's setting your lineup, firing up the grill, or claiming your spot on the couch. But the center of every Sunday is the drive. The morning drive home before kickoff. The drive to your buddy's watch party. Wherever you're headed, we can take you there.
At Planning Team Financial Advisors, we help individuals create their personalized strategies. We specialize in financial planning, retirement planning, insurance, and 401k distribution options. Don't leave your future to chance. Call Planning Team Financial Advisors today for a free retirement review. Planning Team Financial Advisors. Your plan, your future, your team. It's time for this week's PSP Network Player Performance of the Week. Powered by the Aggie Foundation, Ryan Family Dealerships, and Minot State University. Congratulations to this week's nominees on Big Time Games. The votes are in, and this week's Player Performance of the Week belongs to... Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. And watch for next week's Player Performance of the Week. Powered by the Aggie Foundation, Ryan Family Dealerships, and Minot State University. PSP Network, it's game day.
The Aggie Foundation is a 501c3. Our mission is to really help out the communities that allow us in for charitable gaming.
We are so thankful for Aggie Foundation for giving us the $2,500.
I can't thank the Aggie Foundation enough for what they've done.
Aggie Foundation has been just a great partner for our community.
Some of these programs wouldn't be able to continue on without funding from programs like this.
We're always looking for new partners, new communities to be in. If we can make an impact in that community, we will.
Welcome into the post-game show brought to you by Charbonneau Car Center for the girls contest as Jamestown defeats Dickinson 82-45, and Jamestown rolls into the WDA tournament with a big-time win, and it was impressive behind the arc showing for the Jays as they hit 13 three-pointers in the win. And hey, this team, that's exactly how you want to close out the regular season.
Yep.
And for them, they will be, again, right now, we're thinking the 5 seed, and they should be taking on Bismarck in the opening round. And what they've got going on for them is, hey, Bismarck's coming off of a loss. You're coming off of a win going into the tournament.
Yeah, I would say Jamestown's clicking on all cylinders, and fun team to watch. I think they're very well balanced. We talked about in the call. You know, they can sub guard for guard, and they don't seem to lose very much. They can sub big for big. I like the depth that they have. I like I like what they do offensively and really solid defensively. And I'm excited to watch them in the WDA tournament. And I think if you're Jamestown and you see what the performance you put on, you had a really good regular season, and then let's flip the switch and get ready for tournament time.
Yeah, taking a look, we'll throw on some game highlights for that one as we roll through the point totalers for Jamestown. I mean, everyone that came into them for them really made a really big impact.
Hit shots, a lot of shots.
The first, 31 points in the game, 15 of those were from off the bench. Milan Martin had 9, 6 for Mia Hewlin, 12 for Addison Young, 10 for Haley Adelson, 2 for Hannah Adelson. Macy Newmiller led the way with 21 points. 9 points for Claire Marker and Lucy Falk. They kind of interchanged each other, so kind of a great that they both ended up with the same totals there, both 9-point nights. Lucy Falk picks up a point, and Millie Mouse picks up 3 off the bench. So that's scoring for the Blue Jays, 82 points in total, 13 three-pointers in the win. For Dickinson, 4 points for Jenna Nelson in her final game at the home court here in Dickinson. The lone senior, Tatum Fisher, picks up 4, 8 points for Emily Dutke, 2 for Evie Fridley, 7 points for Allie Stevenson, 4 for Evie Halverson, 2 for Rudolph, and then 12 points and a team high there for Abby Prowse. So there is your final totalers on the night. Any last thoughts on that girls' game, Nate?
Yeah, I think it comes down for both teams. What my saying is, you're never as good as you are when you win. You're never as bad as you are when you lose. And for both teams, there's still more to play for, even for Dickinson High, with the play-in game. And break the film down, go cause a huge upset, being at the bottom of the CD in the WDA. Go get ready to play Williston if you're Jamestown. Continue to keep doing what you're doing, and I think going back to Jamestown, they do the little things the right way, and I watch them play. They don't hurt themselves, they don't turn the ball over, they don't force bad shots, they don't take bad shots. They don't force passes, and overall, that 4-5 matchup between them and Bismarck High is going to be a fun one. And then if you're Dickinson, just go play spoiler. You have absolutely nothing to lose. Go play free. Go play loose. Go be the Road Warriors. You're going to be heading up to Williston and throw everything you can at them.
Yeah, so everything, this was before the final day.
Right.
Only one thing changed. Everything else, all the seating stayed the same. It's just Jamestown, Legacy flopping. So Jamestown, I believe, will be the 5. Legacy will flop down to the 6. So again, in the playing games, Wilson will take on Dickinson. Again, that will be Thursday, Friday, or Saturday once they've decided a date. And St. Mary's will take on Minot North. But for seeding there, Minot with a 1. Mandan will be the 2, waiting who they'll see in the play-ins. And then Century will play Legacy, and Bismarck will play Jamestown there in the first round. So some exciting matchups there, and can you believe it? Just next week to close it. What is it? Next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I think is what it is.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's crazy. Just a little over a week, and we're already into the WDA.
March. We're into March, man. We're into the madness of March, and you and I, even though the regular season's wrapping up tonight, got a lot of basketball games to call, partner, come tournament time.
Oh, we certainly do, as that's the head on over to the schedule this week. And the blue means PSP Plus, and that means a lot of tournament coverage. Nate and I, our tournament coverage will start for you on Friday night, as we will be, or Friday afternoon, should we say.
Yep.
Will be the District 7 tournament, 3 Central, but it will be at 2 Mountain is when the game starts. Bowman County Beach, I think, will be our first game of the day. And for a 1 versus 9 game, the more I look into that game, I think the more I've got to get a little excited about it. Because if that's the 1 versus 9 game, I think we might be in for a treat, because I think when they played each other in the season, I think they played each other twice, but one of the times it was a single-digit game, and I'm like, Beach might be a scary 9 seed.
They are a scary 9 team. They have really good scorers. They have some youth. They have some experience. They've been there before, as well as Bowman has as well. I think Beach is a scary team to play, because sometimes the scariest team to play is the team that has nothing to lose, and sometimes that 1 seed has everything to lose, and they'll definitely be parity in that district tournament we're going to call, partner.
Oh, it certainly will be. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also looking forward to our next game here tonight, the second part of the doubleheader, and it's coming your way here shortly as Dickinson, the boys, close out their regular season against Jamestown tonight when we return.
2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Our initial reaction when we realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
At Ryan Buick GMC, we treat every day like game day.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen, on 2. Ready? Ready.
We know how to get you in the right vehicle.
Blue Canyons, and hut, hut.
From the test drive to the handoff, we make every step easy. This season, start your drive at Ryan Buick GMC.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
It's time for this week's PSP Network Player Performance of the Week. Powered by the Aggie Foundation, Ryan Family Dealerships, and Minot State University. Congratulations to this week's nominees on Big Time Games. The votes are in, and this week's Player Performance of the Week belongs to... Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. And watch for next week's Player Performance of the Week. Powered by the Aggie Foundation, Ryan Family Dealerships, and Minot State University. PSP Network, it's game day.
The Aggie Foundation is a 501c3. Our mission is to really help out the communities that allow us in for charitable gaming.
We are so thankful for Aggie Foundation for giving us the $2,500.
I can't thank the Aggie Foundation enough for what they've done.
Aggie Foundation has been just a great partner for our community.
Some of these programs wouldn't be able to continue on without funding from programs like this.
We're always looking for new partners, new communities to be in. So if we can make an impact in that community, we will.
Welcome back as we enter into the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pre-game show. Hey, they're your locally owned oil change headquarters. 25 years, the Lundins, taking care of people local actually matters. And not to mention, it's a stay-in-your-car drive-through oil change, 15 minutes or less. And 15 minutes or less until opening festivities for our boys contest. Jamestown taking on the Dickinson Mavericks. I'm Brock Wider, joined alongside me, Nate Zachman, for our second of two games here tonight. Nate, well, our first one in the books. Let's do one more here.
You got it, buddy.
Well, it should be a fun matchup, and we talked about it in the pregame of the girls, all the different stipulations for the standings. So let's do the same here for the boys as we welcome you in. And hey, there's some moving and some shaking. Century was upset twice in the last couple of weeks, and that has changed the landscape a bit as Bismarck has jumped them, but everything has been pretty much the same. Whoever wins that last match between Bismarck and Century will be the 1 seed, and they play tonight. So pretty fitting there. Once the winner of that game for Bismarck and Century tonight will be the 1, the other one will be the 2. Dickinson with a win, they will be the 3 seed. If they lose, however, and Legacy would win tonight against Minot, then that would be a swap, and Dickinson would jump down to 4. So Dickinson, though, they've got they're in their own driver's seat right now. They can control their destiny. So with a win, they're the 3. With a loss, well, then you might have to hope the Minot can try to clean up business. If not, you'll drop a seed and take on Minot in the next round. Minot will be the 5. Mandan will be the 6, but a lot of different scenarios could happen with Williston, St. Mary's, Minot North, and Dickinson. with St. Mary's, Minot North, Jamestown, and Williston, as that is going to be an absolute mad scientist going to have to figure that out.
We're not going to quote that one.
No, I had a little piece of paper that I tried to write everything on. I think I left that at home, so maybe that's better, so I don't have to really zone in on that. But it's going to be interesting because there is a path in that route where you could have, if you look at it different ways, you could have Minot North, Jamestown, and Williston be in a three-way tie for 8, 9, and 10, but you could be St. Mary's, Minot North, and Jamestown in a three-way tie for 7, 8, 9. So it's two different routes where there could be a three-way tie. Take your pick and then obviously then its seeding comes out of depending on who that third wheel is, if you will.
Right.
If it's Williston or if it's St. Mary's, take one off the top or the bottom, and it's going to be very interesting how that cuts it. But for those 4 teams, they do know they will be in a play-in game, but pretty much any of them could have a chance of hosting.
Well, you're right, and the seeding is one thing, but you also just want to be playing your best ball this time of year, right? So these 2 teams we're going to have tonight, Dickinson and Jamestown, is right now we want to just finish our regular season at the highest level possible, and then kind of whatever the seeding is, it is what it is. And a wise coach once told me, Coach Greg Grinsteiner, when I was coaching Vermont Region and going against him when he, for Dickinson Trinity, and as the years progress, and he taught me a valuable thing. He goes, at the end of the season, he said, Nate, it's all about matchups, right? And your matchups, it's not necessarily Dickinson versus Jamestown, but it's the game within the game. So where can you find an advantage? Is our guard play better than their guard play? Is our post play better than their post play? And so when you kind of get in, once you see the seeding out, then it comes down to matchups, and that's when the coaching really comes. Like we said in the girls' game, as a spectator, the WDA is an absolute blast. As a coach, it is extremely stressful because there's a lot of pressure and there's expectations. If you're Bismarck High and you're Bismarck Century, like you're expected to be in that WDA championship, right? Dickinson High standard and expectation this year. Let's get to that WDA championship. So all these coaches, got to finish the regular season. Take a deep breath, and then it's time for that second season. It's tournament time.
With some wide words there from Craig Grinsteiner, one of the great coaches here in the southwest part of the state. We'll be seeing his Dickinson Trinity Titans at the Region 4 tournament in a couple of weeks' time, and probably going to have a few chats there with Craig during that week, but looking forward to that week. But, I think, when it comes down to tournament time and you're looking in at those games, you look at pace of play.
Yep.
Can you slow down or match the pace of play of a Bismarck or a Dickinson?
Well, can Bismarck High play that for 3 straight nights?
Yes, that's that same
then
thing.
There's that, yeah.
And then, Century. They play a bit of a slower, methodical game, but sometimes that allows teams to hang around. Can you make sure you close it out in the final minutes?
So you're going to find those matchups like we were talking about, and then it's like, can you win in the half court, right?
Yeah.
Can you win in the full, and then if like the clip that Bismarck High shoots and Dickinson High shoots, can they shoot 25 to 30% from the three-point line for 3 straight nights? It's going to be so fun. And but before we get to tournament time, we got a really good game tonight. Senior night for Dickinson High. They got a pile of seniors, and it's a special thing because you have 2 coaches' sons who are seniors. You have Coach Brent Wolf, whose son is Cameron Wolf, and obviously Coach Glauser, who is Dylan Glauser. And that just adds a little bit of extra special for senior night, Brock.
It certainly does. And, hey, let's go on over and put our little graphic on the board because normally we'll pick maybe 1 player. Well, no, we've got 9 players to talk about. It is the senior-heavy Mavericks. Isn't it? It's a night and day difference from the girls' squad to the boys' squad. Girls had 1 senior for Dickinson, 9 for the boys. And I wanted to take some time and talk about some of these seniors. And let's start off with the top of that list, Tatum Bollinger. Here's a kid that is going to be going to Dickinson State for rodeo next year. He's a bull rider.
Love that.
And, you can tell that the way he plays and brings the impact. He's always ready to play, and he plays bigger than what his size is. He's not afraid to dice it up, and I feel like those glue-type players, they're going to be big, especially in postseason time.
Yeah, they are.
Jordan Daychild, liked what he's brought to the squad this year, 7 points, 3 rebounds per game. Dylan Glauser, one of those coaches' sons that you just mentioned, 11 points, 3 rebounds. And he can just be dynamic. I mean, he's quite the athlete, going to DSU for football next year. And when he can show his athleticism, it's almost second to none on the basketball court most nights.
Yeah, he is. And his basketball IQ, he's watched film not only at practice, but I'm sure we're sitting in the living room there with mom and dad and watching more film at home and just always talking hoops and just having another coach's basketball IQ is very high.
Well, then it comes to Boston Cranston, and I mean Boston Cranston was got to be one of the top players to come through DHS in some time for sure. I mean, 2-time All-Region, probably going to be a 3-time All-Region player once that gets released in a couple weeks' time. But 22 points per game this season, had a 42-point season high, and it was the home opener he hit that in to get over that 1,000-point milestone. I mean, one of the great scorers inside the WDA for a great reason.
Yeah, he can fill it up. What I like about his game is he can score at every level. He's got the 3 ball. I like it when he gets to the rim, and I like his little mid-range. He's got a little Dirk Nowitzki kind of fadeaway, little shimmy, kind of stops on a dime and reverse pivots. Just fun to watch, man. He's just smooth with the ball, and it's fun to see an athlete hone his craft, and he has definitely done that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he takes his talents the next season collegiately. My favorite move of his, the James Harden step back. It's so smooth, but a great player to watch. Tristan Orton, he's fun to watch off the bench. I mean, he's one of those guys that can come in, hit some big shots off the bench there for him. Ethan Luna will not be playing in today's game with an injury that he's had kind of on and off kind of through football season. But another player that I like the battle of him. I mean, missed some games this season, came back, made an impact, was one of our Sport Clips MVPs of one of the games because of his dynamic off the bench. Not the way he wants to end his season, but someone that is, again, one of those glue players that brought his best every time he was able to.
Well, we're pre-roll or, after the girls' game, we got to see the seniors come out, and, man, it doesn't take much to tell if you have good culture. And every one of these seniors, whether they are a starter or a role player, you come up and you see the big hugs that they give Coach Glauser and all their staff, and just the smiles. And it's just fun to watch a team that has good culture, and just hats off to Coach Glauser and what he's done here and continue to build. And it's not easy to have 9 seniors, honestly, Brock, because you can only play so many at one time. And to be able to see, that these kids have bought into their roles as seniors, whether their playing time could be 5 minutes a night, it might be 2 minutes a night, it might be 18 minutes a night. And you can see that he's built a culture where everyone's bought in.
Yeah, then we go to Caleb Polans. I mean, Mr. Energy. We've seen him hit a buzzer beater at half last Thursday? Yep. Against, I guess Tuesday that was, last week against Bismarck High. He's always got a smile on his face. Cameron Wolf, I mean, again, one of those talented basketball players here on Dickinson. He's going to play at the next level at Concordia next year, and I've always liked how he continues to evolve his game. I feel like every night you see something that you haven't seen in a previous game from his repertoire.
Yep, again, and another special night, his dad is Brent Wolf, a longtime assistant coach for Coach Glauser, and again, just another coach on the field, a coach on the court, another player with high basketball IQ, has played a lot of minutes, and it's going to be a special night for them.
And then Mr. Fan favorite Logan Betzel rounds it out. I don't know, I think you were on the court when it happened, but they were announcing all the players for senior night, and they announced Logan, and obviously he always gets a big roar. I mean, again, one of those players that you just know he's respected by his teammates and his especially the student section.
Well, okay, here's an example for all you younger players, like with a Logan, is he could have chose probably not to even come out. Right, because he knows my role is going to be super limited. I'm maybe going to only come in and play, maybe a minute or two a game. But to have a kid like that continue to show up every day, practice every day, and now gets to be rewarded tonight with a start tonight, it's going to be special, Brock.
It certainly is, and that's the senior heavy Mavericks there, and let's head on over and talk about the spotlight player for Jamestown. It's Edison Walters. 18 points per game, 5 rebounds, 2 assists per game, 32 three-pointers, and he has a season high of 32 points versus the Williston Coyotes, and that was his last outing when he helped Jamestown pick up a 105-94 win last week against the Coyotes. And Walters played a big-time part in that one. And for that game, I mean, shooting percentage was high for both those two teams. Jamestown shot the ball at 62%. And if they can do that tonight, they can put Dickinson on notice.
Yeah, Dickinson is gonna have their hands full with Walters, scoring 18 points a game and 30-plus three-pointers a game. He can fill it up, so they're going to be able to defend at a high level. If Dickinson High can keep Walters in check, they're going to have a really good chance at winning tonight.
Yeah, taking a look at their team. Graydon Thorlickson, a 6'1 senior, averaging 7 points per game. Liam Fry averaging 4 points, 5 rebounds. Edison Walters, again, our spotlight player, 18 points per game. Eric Van Berkom averaging 13, and Jamison Kleingen averaging 8. Well, the lights are going to come off for the show here, as again, it is senior night, 9 seniors. And I like what Coach Glaser did of putting some seniors that maybe don't see a ton of starts on the season and awarding them, like you mentioned, staying on the ship.
Yeah, stay on it. That's the culture we have. The energy right here now, Brock, is electric right now, and it's going to be super exciting to have these. You're going to see Dickinson High come out when there's this much amount of energy, is defend. If they can come out and stay, control the excitement, a lot of energy in here tonight. They got to take that on the defensive end. They're going to get off to an electric start.
Yeah, starting tonight it is Tatum Bollinger. Again, he's going to be headed out to DSU Rodeo Squad for bull riding next year. Boston Cranston, Tristan Orton, and there is Logan Betzel being announced. The fan favorite gets a big-time roar. And Caleb Poland's also in the starting lineup tonight. I mean, hey, if you kind of see how this is the starting lineup is, and I'm excited because these are a lot of those energy glue guys in this starting lineup with Boston Cranston. I think this could be a very fun start to this game.
They're going to take care of the little things, Brock. They're going to box out. They're going to defend. It's going to be fun to see here. How long does Coach Glaser give them? You know what I'm saying? Kind of that. So he'll get a good feel for that, and love that he's rewarding these seniors to get the start tonight.
I mean, you could have seen pretty much very similar to the normal starting lineup with how many seniors are on this team. But again, rewarding those guys. Polans, Orton, Bollinger, Betzel with the start with Cranston here tonight. Tip-off is won by Jamestown. They'll start with the ball. Thorlickson, ball fake, stopped by Cranston. The bounce pass to Fry, open shot for Van Berkom, just off the front iron.
Great start for Dickinson High.
Racing down the other end, Polans finding Cranston, back to Polans. He can hit a three. They've got some three-point shooters on the court with Polans, Cranston, and Orton. Bollinger not afraid to pull the trigger on him either. Betzel picks up his dribble and just travels on the back foot.
Yeah, just picked up his pivot foot there. Not really his forte to be out there on the perimeter, but get settled in here. Like I said, the nerves are probably a little bit higher. The moments can be big here. Take that energy on the defensive end and rebounding.
Well, Minot up early against Legacy, 31-27. Again, Dickinson will be the 3 seed with either a win today or a Legacy loss today. And Legacy right now trailing by 4. Coming off a big win there for Legacy against Century just a week ago. A shot up and over the rim. Cranston
Transition
to Orton in transition. What a ball fake by Tristan Orton.
Playing off of 2 feet there, being in control. Good outlet there by Boston.
Attacking hard the other way is Liam Fry, and he draws the foul. I need to see that ball fake again.
Yeah, that was nifty. And then finishing on the opposite end of the rim. Little thing, good box out by Cranston there.
Well, nice find by Cranston. Just hits the brakes, ball fake with the finish. Fry's first one, left it short.
Well, Tristan Orton is also a coach's son. His dad used to coach for Dickinson State University.
Oh, really? I did not know that. As Fry.
Ty Orton.
rattles it in. So there you go, three players that probably have seen a lot of basketball growing up. Cranston, nice screen from Bedsole. The James Harden step back, can't roll in. Fry battling hard on the boards here to start. It's going to open up for a three-pointer for Van Berkom off the back of the rim. They box out Walters, and the leading Jamestown Blue Jays scorer has an early foul.
Yeah, Bullinger there with I mean, he's listed at 5'10". Don't know if that's his actual size there, but again, that's that energy and those little things. We're going to box it on the weak side and get the ball back on offense.
Well, he's just one of those players that just brings the fundamentals.
Yeah, and the energy.
As Bedsole in the paint. Listen to the crowd roar.
Good footwork for the big fella.
Bedsole gets the opening bucket. Blocked initially, but fighting for the rebound and puts it in is Jamison Kleingen.
That was an athletic take there. Taking some contact in the air, coming back down.
Orton stopped in the paint, swings it out to Bullinger in a 4-3 game. To start, Cranston shuffles it off. Bedsole puts it off the glass and in.
What a great find by Cranston, and then that catch is so much harder to handle than you think. Wow, look at this.
What a start. Cranston dishing it up to Bedsole early on. They've connected now twice here in the early minutes.
Let's see if he can finish it here with the free throw.
As Bedsole just rolls out. Apologize on our score bot here, as we'll get that fixed here momentarily. Not quite updating, so we'll take that off and go old radio style. 6-3 start for the Mavericks. 6-3 start for the Mavericks. 15:32 to go here in the first half of play. After a energetic start here to this one, they'll play it into Van Berkom. Checking for the first time, Dolo Callan. Dolo Callan now swings it back out. Dolo Callan to Thorlkson. Back to Dolo Callan. Now they go left to right across the board. Great defense by Bullinger, but out of play goes. Goes out of play at the student section. This Jamestown team picked up a big-time win last week, and that could be the momentum. I mean, they played their last 3 games in some tightly contested games with a lot of points scored. And sometimes that gives you a whole lot of confidence, especially in offense. Seeing if they can find that tonight to try to play in a stunning upset. It also help their seeding for Jamestown. Again, they're in this kind of this log jam between 7, 8, 9, and 10 seeds, where there could be 2 different 3-way ties at the end of the night, and then that's going to have to be all sorted out later of who will be the seeds and who will host a play-in game for Jamestown. They're seeing if they can put their name in the hat to host. As hard look there for Jamison Kleingen. Great start there for Kleingen. The 6'1 junior averaging 8 points per game. He's got an early 4. Cranston tries to battle it right back for a bucket, but he'll be the last one to touch it. 6-5. Mavericks with 14:54 to go here in the first half of play. We got the not quite there, right? I mean, we got some points on the board, not quite fully. We'll try to hold it on there for a second. Cranston with a steal and the score on the inbound. 8-5. There we go. Got the score bot fixed there for you. Big thanks out to Nate Zachman down there, and he'll come back and join us here on the call. Thorlkson fires a 3, rattles off the rim. Hauled down by Caleb Polans. Polans always brings the energy. Finding it to Bedsole. Bedsole whips it out to Bullinger. Finding Bedsole again. Bounce pass. Cranston. He's almost triple teamed. Now they'll flee back. Orton sets his feet, lets it fly off the right side. Betzel hard off the glass. Polens comes down with an offensive board. 14 minutes to go. Here before half, Cranston with a tough look, bounces off of Walters' head, and here comes Dolo Callan. Dolo Callan with the Euro step, in and out. Abel Dolo Callan, the senior, had a fantastic look, and now here comes the senior on the other end for Cranston, draws the foul, and Boston going to the line. And we're going to have a hockey-like substitution for Dickinson. Jordan Daychild, Cameron Wolf, Nate Stevenson, Paxton Leeson, Dylan Glauser all going to be checking in here. As Cranston waiting to get the go before they sub them out.
Okay, I'm back, Brock.
Hey, so it's working. There we go.
Scoreboard's working.
It is working as Cranston going to change that BNC National Bank scoreboard to 9-5.
Well, fill me in.
You were down there. You probably had a better angle than I did.
Not a breath.
How was the how's the crowd down at the lower level?
You know, it is actually a little bit. It's a little more intense down there. We kind of got our own little space up here. You know, it's good. It's really good down there.
10-5 Mavericks lead with Cranston hitting 2 free throws, and hey, the hockey substitution. I would be interested to see if they can roll with this for a little bit.
No doubt.
It kind of intrigues me, not gonna lie. As bounce pass to Landry Ram. Ram fires a
shot.
Nice jumper for Ram. Well, Ram, this is I think his 4th varsity game. He was a kid that with an injury to a player that was on the varsity team. They said, hey, we had one more varsity spot, so they brought him up from the freshman team. And he's been kind of lighting it up. I think he had 11 points against Williston.
Yeah, there's a reason they have him there.
He's one of those youngsters that can shoot the ball extremely well, and you saw it there in his first shot. Comes in and doesn't act like a freshman, not as afraid to shoot the ball at all.
He looks like a freshman, but doesn't act like a freshman.
10-7, Mavericks lead by 3. We'll get another whack here, a couple whacks at the charity stripe.
Nice post up there by Daychild off of that baseline OB. Playing some bully ball down on the post.
The charity stripe paid big dividends of keeping him in that ball game last Tuesday against Bismarck High.
Yeah, they should have had a high clip there in the first half.
I think they shot, from memory surgery, was it 90% at the first half?
Yep.
19 for 20 or something like that? Or along the marks, 90-95%. Help them stay in it as here's a drive for Kleingen. Count the bucket and the foul. Well, Kleingen has got 6 of the 9 for the visitors as the Blue Jays pull themselves within 3.
Yeah, Coach Galler's not going to be happy with Dylan's defense there on ball. And then we'd had no help side either.
As Kleingen, he's got 7. Well, I feel like it's also one of those mental things now for some of these guys that are used to starting now trying to come off the bench.
Yes, you're correct. It'll be an adjustment.
As Cameron Wolf, hard, a good look there. Nice spin move to get to the baseline.
When his back is to the basket, he's a tough matchup.
Kleingen plays it off his leg. In his hand, and there was Glauser, but cleaned up. They whip it down. Thorlickson, backdoor cut for 2. 2-point game. Spin for Daychild. Top of the key. Extra pass. Stevenson wide open in his own zip code. He's not going to miss that one. Wolf with the steal. He's wanting
Nice
points, and he cannot get the roll.
That was a good move. Just got to get the finish there. Dickinson needs to get organized defensively.
Kleingen poked away by Leeson. Here's Stevenson. We're starting to get a little back and forth. End-to-end action. Leeson. Pump fake for the junior. Pump fake and drive. Hard to the rack. Not going to get it off the glass.
From Dickinson High right now, you want to get the 2 feet. You can get into the rim. Freshman with the take there.
Nice look there for Ram on the Euro. Not going to go. Glauser pushing tempo to Leeson. Some open players on the far side of the court. They will find Cameron Wolf up and over the rim. Daychild cleanup, not going to get it. The tempo is
back and
absolutely crazy right now. Daychild, what a pass, slings it to Leeson. He buries the shots.
Timeout Jamestown.
Timeout Jamestown. Dickinson leads 20-12, and Leeson's three-pointer taking us to the break. Dickinson leads the BNC National Bank scoreboard 20-12 after a big-time find by Daychild and a big-time shot for Leeson. It's a 8-point lead for Dickinson in what has been an end-to-end back-and-forth battle.
That was a little mini run there by Dickinson High. I mean, it was a 2-point game, and they just started defending, getting in transition, playing their game.
A travel going to be called on Eric Van Berkum before his pass.
You know, if you're Dickinson High, one thing you want to do right now is you want to be better off the ball. I think, Coach Gallagher is seeing cutters cut through and getting open looks. That's something that he wants to get cleaned up. Offensively, they're moving the ball. They're going to see a little matchup zone here.
Daychild picking up a screen, flings it out to Glauser. Thought about a three, not going to be there. Good defense from Dolocow. Leeson already hit a three. This one off the rim, cleaned up by Cameron Wolf. He puts it in.
Yeah, good position on the weak side, rebounding. Love the pump fake, get a better angle on the glass.
Goggleman going to lose that one. Leeson steals it, pushes it up. Stevenson thought he was going to slam that one. I think he wanted to. Instead, he'll just lay it in.
I'm glad he didn't because he didn't have the angle or the legs to do that right now. Just get the 2 points.
Hockey subs will continue for Dickinson. Cranston
on that unit, yep.
Cranston's unit will come out here in a second, or at the next stoppage rather, as Dolo Cowan trying to find a way around Glauser, and eventually they will call a foul on Dillon. And here's that, I guess we would call it Unit 1 since they started this game.
There we go. I like that. What helps be able to do this, hockey sub, is the score. Okay, so, I mean, they did. So the first unit did their job, second unit did their job. Now it's time for this unit here to do their job. Continue the lead.
Dolo Cowan lobs it up to Rhodey. Rhodey looking in Ram's direction. Instead, we'll go back to Dolo Cowan. He's going to go hard to the left, up and over the rim, into the hands of Polens. Polens pushing tempo. Bollinger slings it back to Orton. Spin around. Back to Bollinger goes.
One more.
Polens, he wants to fire the trigger, and he does. A three for Polens.
Great job on the ball movement there. Get the ball in the middle, drive and kick, and move the ball around the horn. That's good basketball.
That's Polens' first bucket of the day. Driving hard to the right. Van Berkum trying to spin around. Oh, looked like it was going to be tough. Defense there from Bedsel and just got into him right at the end of the play.
Yeah, you kind of got to know when to lay off there a little bit. And I would say the same thing for Dylan Glauser on the perimeter. If you're hip checking them and kind of extending with your arm a little bit, loosen up a little bit, play aggressive, but you kind of got to know when to back off.
Eric Van Berkum, second on the team in scoring this season, as Van Berkum's first one is good. 13 points per game, 7 rebounds per game. He's got 20 steals, so can make an impact on both sides of the ball. 71% free throw shooter. As Van Berkum will go 2 for 2.
He's got good size, too.
6'4", yeah, I'd say so.
Yes.
This is crazy. So a lot of these teams are loaded with guys around 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah.
And back in my day, I mean, that was, I guess it's not as maybe as long as yours, but but it's just you don't really see a lot of that height. I mean, it was more of a rare thing.
Right. Now that's the average, and then they're skilled guards at that size.
Well, and I think we talked about it in other broadcasts, but just positionless basketball. I mean,
yeah.
Guys I mean, now everyone's kind of 6'3", 6'4" on some of these teams, so it's like, oh, you can play point guard, you can play center.
Well, and just like you'll see a Tatum Bollinger get a post touch. Even the smaller guys will get down on the block.
As Cranston, he'll shuffle it on to Bollinger. Poland's little jab step. He wants another three, hard off the glass. Bedsole going to clean it up for an offensive rebound.
Betzel's doing all the little things. Oh, we're going to have a little travel here.
Like that for Bedsole, though, as Poland's gets called there on the turnover, and Bedsole's like, hey, it's fine. We'll get it next time.
Well, I got to say something about Bedsole right now is the way he's playing, Brock, and we haven't seen him play a ton. If there's a matchup at the WDA tournament, I would put him in the game. If there's a big that he could go play and match up with against, I wouldn't be afraid to play him at all.
And it's that depth that Dickinson has. I mean,
right.
And that's kind of what has been allowing them to do these hockey substitutions today.
Yeah.
I mean, something we haven't seen all season, and I don't know if this is saying, hey, maybe if we get a team like Bismarck, is this kind of like one of those prep games of, hey, we're just going to
trust our bench, go deep.
Trust our bench,
yes,
because we didn't really see that against Bismarck. We saw Dickinson kind of run the same 5 or 6 to 7, those first two guys off the bench too, and I think this could be something that maybe they're tinkering with a little bit.
Yeah, you could be right, Brock. How physical is it right now around the rim? I mean, you have got to be strong with the ball, and you got to play off 2 feet, and you got to be strong because you're not going to get an easy bucket.
As Addison Walters going to the charity stripe, the Serve Pro free throw line, 24/7 emergency service, trained technicians, advanced technology, fire, water cleanup, and restoration at Serve Pro. Thanks to all of our sponsors helping us bring all the games of the regular season into the postseason as well. Our final regular season coverage of the season. Everything else is going to be on PSP Plus to close out the winter year as Liam Fry picks up the first free throw. And we'll send the next one on its way. Fry goes 1 for 2. He's got 2 points, 2 for 4 at the line tonight. As Poland's will zigzag and the hockey lines will continue.
There
5
we go.
on, 5 off.
Keep them fresh.
As Orton with the spin move, and there's going to be a foul on the ground calling on Liam Fry. So Fry was fouled on one end and then commits a foul on the other. As Poland's, Bedsole, Orton, Bollinger, Cranston off. Unit 2 of Daychild, Glauser, Leeson, Stevenson, Wolf on.
I like how Coach Glauser has.
Daychild fires a 3, skips off the rim. Wolf bats it out of the air. Wolf, good extra pass from Glauser to Leeson, firing it, sailing in and getting a hard-fought board as Griffin Gagelman.
Yeah, it's getting physical down there. Like you said, hard-fought board. Everything's got to be earned down there. Back to my comment, I like how Coach Glauser has Boston with that second unit. That just shows how electric he can be with anybody on the court.
As they'll shuffle it over to Leeson. Leeson to Wolf, firing a 3 off the back iron. I guess for our viewers that maybe haven't seen a lot of Dickinson basketball, the guys that are on the court right now, all but one are kind of the normal starters.
Correct.
Leeson, number 15, usually comes off the bench. Cranston, who's in with that second unit, number 3, usually is that other starter. He's actually their leading point getter on the season. But he is in with the guys that are normally coming off the bench. And right now it's provided a nice little spark to this team of
nice
having
move.
those 2 units. And there's Stevenson. He's got an early 7.
That's been his biggest improvement from year over year to me is his ball handling, getting to that kill zone.
And a quick answer on a 3 for Eric Van Berkom. He nails the 3-pointer.
Just a sophomore, good-looking sophomore.
Stevenson, nice post find to Cameron. Wolf for 2.
This is something I would show game tape of himself, is how well he's playing in the post.
As Kleingen tries to find it to Walters, couldn't hold on to it. It goes out of play.
You know, back to Boston Cranston, he hardly ever sits on the bench. I mean, I bet he averages, maybe it has a 2-minute breather every game. I mean, he's always on the court.
And it's, to me, one of those things, too, of your seating's almost pretty much basically set. I mean, you're the 3 or the 4 seed.
Right.
Obviously, maybe a little different route regarding, but It's your last regular season game. Maybe get a little rest in there. And if this is going to be a different look that we might see in the postseason, might as well try it here in this one too.
Could possibly be.
As Paxton Leeson shooting bonus free throws. Both teams in bonus with 6:35 to go before the Charbonneau Car Center halftime report. First one for Leeson hits. Paxton averaging around 5 points per game. One of those guys that checks in and just makes an impact.
He's had some really big moments throughout the year. Some really, really big moments.
When we look at that game-winning three against Mandan on the road when they're down by 19 points. And it wasn't even just the game-winning three that was impressive about that performance. I mean, he hit, I think, was it 10 or 13 points in that game off the bench, and pretty much all of his points came in the second half when it was crunch time. They needed someone to make a spark. He came in and did just that.
And he does all the little things the right way. He does all the defense and the boxing out and the rebounding and does all the right things. A coach's dream.
As Leeson slings it to Daychild, finding it up to the top. Wolf to Leeson, sets his feet. Off the backboard, it rattles in for Paxton.
The bank is open after hours. Nice little action there by Dickinson High. Little flare screen.
Leeson's got 8. Here comes Kleingen with a really good first half for him. He'll win the race to it. Tough look as he's bodied out of the way by Glauser. And Glauser, or Daychild's going to go down awkwardly.
Grabbing his ankle, I think.
And Dickinson going to take a timeout. We're going to take a medical timeout as well as Dickinson leads 36-18, 5:55 to go in the first half.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's going to go. So
hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Jordan Daychild helped out of the contest. And looks like Nate Stevenson running into the locker room as well.
Maybe he had blood on his jersey or something like that. A lot going on here right now.
There is. I don't think it was anything with really Stevenson. I don't know if he was trying to get a hold of Daychild on the way out. I'm not sure. That's what it more kind of looked like to me.
Should I go doing some sideline reporting and report back up here?
But, I mean, Daychild goes out with an injury, not what you want to see, especially in the final game of the regular season. Hopefully it's nothing too serious there for Daychild, one of the 9 seniors on this Maverick team. Plans on going to trade school after high school.
Yeah, we just hope the Daychild, hopefully it's just an ankle, a little sprain type of situation, and go dump that baby in a 5-gallon bucket of ice and water and start rehabbing.
As free throw on the bonus goes in and out on the attempt there for Liam Fry. And with that injury, we're no longer going to see those hockey subs.
That's a good point. Things are going to get changed a little bit here, and that's an adjustment that is kind of hard to make on the fly if you're Coach Glauser, and we'll kind of see what the situation is with Stevenson and when he gets back, and maybe they go back to their normal rotation. Here he comes.
Stevenson right back in it. As looks almost like almost going to be a violation there for Jamestown of Gagelman, but Leeson made the free throw, so no harm, no foul.
Don't blink, but I mean Dickinson High has pulled away here quickly.
37-18 and make it 38-18 as Leeson goes 2 for 2.
They can score in bunches.
Jamestown did a really good job of going toe-to-toe with them, but again, kind of what you see with Bismarck and Dickinson with the pace. Sometimes it just wears on you, and you don't want to play at their pace of play. I mean, you can for so long, and it can be that end-to-end action, but eventually it's one of those where it just benefits them too much.
Pick and roll here, nice look.
Cranston to Wolf, and Cranston's assists right now have looked sharp. I mean, we talk about his shooting a lot of the time, but his passing game today has been next level.
Yeah, he can facilitate.
Driving hard is Ram as the freshman. Off the back of the rim, brought down. Stevenson in transition, and there's the connection you see a lot on the football field. The quarterback to one of his favorite targets, Stevenson, finding Leeson as the Mavericks pull away 42-18 here on PSP with 4:55 before halftime.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess, and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clamine, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clamine, and McBride.
Welcome back in as there's the huddle for Jamestown coming out of the timeout break. Big thanks out to BSN, the current exclusive personalized solutions for North Dakota High School collegiate programs, custom equipment, uniforms, coach apparel, fan wear, branding, and more. They do it all. Contact your local BSN sales pro today. I know I think we're beginning to get some new merch for the WDA tournament, so I'm looking forward to that.
Let's go. We'll get you hooked up, Brock.
Hey, thank you. And you and the crew at BSN for all you guys do. I know there was some of the guys were rocking some PSP Network beanies from BSN during the WDA hockey tournament. They look pretty sharp.
There we go.
Wolf gets it out to Leeson. Pump fake there from Cranston back to Leeson. He's starting to feel it there. That one, Joe, off the right side of the rim. Daychild's back on the bench. He didn't have a shoe, and now he didn't even have a shoe on when he came to the bench. And they're going to go right back to the units after a three-point shot. I think that was Ram that hit it as I was looking over of all the
that was the freshman Ram.
Bustle that was going on the Dickinson side. I want to see how they rework this kind of group here back in.
I bet.
So Daychild's going to take Boston's spot with that unit now.
Okay.
Since they kind of flipped as Cranston kind of stayed in when Daychild was supposed to go in.
4:01. They might finish the half here. Really good to see Daychild back out there.
I mean, maybe one of those sigh of reliefs for that coaching staff. You never want to lose a player regardless, but this close to the postseason, it's kind of that scary thought,
It is a scary thought, and sometimes those rolled ankles, you just got to get back on it and move on it again.
Nice little fade away there. Look in the paint for Thorlickson, and here comes Dickinson right back the other way. Daychild finding a lane, open up. I think that ankle looks good.
The ankle looks all right. Nice rim attack by Daychild. Kind of limping around there a little bit, but when the ball is in your hand, it doesn't hurt so much.
I know on the offensive side of things, you wouldn't have thought anything was different with his game, and then you go on the defense, and it's like, oh no, it hurts. It still hurts.
Great post defense there by Dickinson High.
Bedsole just going to play keep away, finding it to Polans, 44-21, 3:07 remaining. Spin around for Polans, finds it to Orton, three-pointer on its way, rattles off the cage, trying to keep it in. Good effort play for Rhodey, and he does, and he gives it right back a possession for Jamestown. Van Burkham, he's cut off, look to the right side, nothing doing. Thorlickson going to work against Orton. Thorlickson swings it out. Van Burkham thought about the three, then will settle behind the screen and will fire a three. Van Burkham from downtown.
Yeah, you can't go under the screen on him. A good shooter like that, you got to clean up that two-man game there. You need to hedge and replace or go over top the screen.
Doesn't need too much space there. I mean, it was pretty good defense, but good work there just to go around that screen. Find a little bit of space there as Orton battling hard. Daychild. Oh, just a little too strong there off the back iron.
He's got good touch, though. That ball bounced on the rim there. He's got to keep shooting it.
Still that ankle's bothering him, but he's going to power through these last 2 minutes of the first half on senior day. Van Burkham, tough look. He nails it in the corner.
Yeah, he's a good-looking sophomore, Brock. Shooting it with confidence. Good size, good strength.
Well, he's helped with the Blue Jays starting to work down this gap as Daychild tries to spin. He loses the handle. Rom to Van Berkom. Van Berkom, and he's hit from behind by Orton.
Yeah, he'll be shooting free throws here. Again, just that threat of shooting. Little ball fake, get downhill.
I mean, the Blue Jays, I think, are going to be set up well for the future, too. Van Berkom and Ram have looked really good.
Yeah, they look really good. Playing with a lot of confidence.
As Van Berkom can't quite get the bonus free throw to drop. And Polans will push it up to Cameron Wolf. Jab step and attack. Cameron Wolf, nice spin move, and it bounces in for Cameron.
I'm going to say it again. When he gets his back to the basket and plays downhill and is aggressive, he's about as tough as they get.
Pivoting around, they'll lob it up to the top. Right to Thorlickson, finding it to Dolacallan. Bounce pass to Van Berkom, going up against Bedsel. Tough look. Polans hauls it down. 1 minute to go here in the first half of play. Polans to Daychild. Back to the top. Catch and shoot for Cameron Wolf off the rim. Polans shows his speed. Bollinger to a cutting Cameron Wolf, and he draws the foul.
Great run down there on the rebound, and then just 2 quick passes. Again, when you get extra possessions, when you can offensive rebound, you're going to create a lot of opportunities getting Cameron Wolf to the free throw line.
Now it's Cameron Wolf that's kind of joining that other unit. They swapped him out for Orton that needed a breather, and Wolf has made the most of his opportunities here tonight.
Yeah, he plays very efficient, and again, kind of like him and Cranston, but like Dickinson High in general, they, for as many scores as they have, Brock, they share the ball so well. They don't have any selfish players on their team.
Well, they can all facilitate the ball very well, too.
And willing to do it, you know. And
we've seen the passes Cranston has made today, and we know what Wolf can do with the ball. I know he's kind of that, maybe that prototypical forward at points, but man, he can sling the ball.
Yeah, I love watching him passing, his passing game.
34 seconds, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes Thorlickson, hits the brakes, looking for help. Walters is there, and he will get whacked on the arm by Bollinger.
Oh, I thought that was a great closeout by Bollinger to save a shot attempt there as the shot clock was going down. He kind of zigged, and the ball zagged right into his arm. Kind of a tough break for Bollinger.
But for Walters, their leading scorer, you're just going to find your ways to get your chances. This is his first point on the day. I mean, he's just been really well defended.
Well, and we talked about that. You know, pregame is Dickinson High knowing where Walters is at, and you know, to have that kind of scout on him, and 20 seconds left in the half, and he just gets his first point of the first half. Great job by Dickinson High.
As Cameron Wolf will be jogging it up the court.
Set play coming here.
Daychild.
Fist is a two-man game.
Spins around. Daychild dumps it down the Wolf. 3 seconds on the board, and they will say it is Jamestown basketball.
They're going to override that. They're going to have a zebra convention here, and it's going to stay here with Dickinson High.
As Dickinson players all lined up still at mid-court, they'll start to migrate their way a little closer. And it looks like it's going to stay Jamestown basketball.
Oh, all right. Well, what do I know? Just had the bird's eye view, maybe, huh?
Hey, you just say, I'm a football coach. What do you expect? As that went hard off the glass, and that's going to end the end of the first half. Mavericks, I mean, they're 2 units switching in and out on their hockey lines, paying dividends. They lead 48-28, up by 20, and they're headed on over the Charbonneau-Carr Center halftime show when we return.
We started with small beginnings. And just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Sometimes life gets messy and accidents happen. So when life gets messy, ServPro's ready. Call ServPro of Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
The foundation of the financial planning approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
Breathe in. I can't believe I wrecked my car. There's some things in life we can't control. But what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
It's time for this week's PSP Network Player Performance of the Week. Powered by the Aggie Foundation, Ryan Family Dealerships, and Minot State University. Congratulations to this week's nominees on Big Time Games. The votes are in, and this week's Player Performance of the Week belongs to... Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. And watch for next week's Player Performance of the Week. Powered by the Aggie Foundation, Ryan Family Dealerships, and Minot State University. PSP Network, it's game day.
The Aggie Foundation is a 501c3. Our mission is to really help out the communities that allow us in for charitable gaming.
We are so thankful for Aggie Foundation for giving us the $2,500.
I can't thank the Aggie Foundation enough for what they've done.
Aggie Foundation has been just a great partner for our community.
Some of these programs wouldn't be able to continue on without funding from programs like this.
We're always looking for new partners, new communities to be in. If we can make an impact in that community, we will.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Welcome back in here to the PSP Network. I'm Brock Widener joining you on the Charbonneau Car Center halftime report. Make sure you go check them out at charbonneaumotors.com or go to one of their two locations here in the Queen City. I'm joined by Nate Zachman. Well, Nate, this game started out as quite the track meet.
Yes,
down,
it did.
back and forth down the court until Dickinson. I think their depth played a big part there, and they were able to keep the pedal to the metal and start pulling away towards the end of the half, 48-28.
The depth and the senior leadership, right? And, those 9 seniors, they all played, the rotation, the hockey subs like we were talking about. And I think it's really fun to see. We talked about pregame, about these seniors who don't necessarily get the minutes all season. They're getting it tonight. They've earned it. And Dickinson High is clicking on all cylinders, just like you want to be doing, going into the WDA tournament. And, one thing you have here, 48-28, you don't want any letdowns. You want to continue to defend and take care of the little things and stay healthy and get ready, get out of here healthy and get ready for that tournament push.
Yeah, and for Jamestown, this is a team that they don't know what's in store for them yet. They don't know who they're playing in the play-in game. They don't know where they're playing in the play-in game.
Yep.
And for them, even if you can't come back in this game, get some kind of that consistency and get chemistry going on, because you've got a big game coming up later on this week. That's Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. And yet you still don't know who you're going to be playing, so it's always that tough thing too. But right now you just focus on what's ahead of you in Dickinson and focus on yourselves right now of trying to get better right before that big game of the postseason.
Yeah, you're right. I think if you're Jamestown, on the other side of things, they don't have 9 seniors. They're playing freshmen and sophomores, and continue to build for that playing game right now. And you might want to, if you're going to think about working on something, you maybe don't want to show your hand. You don't necessarily want to show too much on film, but you definitely want to continue to put together 18 minutes of good basketball here. You might be, let's go win the half, right? And then take that into your practice tomorrow and get ready for your playing game.
Yeah, this is a team for Jamestown. They beat Devine North. They split with Devine North and I think Williston, and those are teams that very well they could see in the play-in game.
Yeah.
So I think that's those play-in games I think could be very interesting.
They usually are.
Because it could set up some interesting stuff down the road in the WDA tournament. We've seen what St. Mary's can do when they're completely healthy, but it's just we haven't really seen St. Mary's fully healthy a ton. It's only a game here, a game there. They're at the 7th seed right now. Minot North, Jamestown 8 and 9, and then Williston at the 10. I feel like all those teams have had some really, have had the sparks. Had those games where you go, wait, this team could maybe be a little sneaky to take to look at. But again, those teams will have to be going toe-to-toe with one another in those play-in bouts. So it'd be interesting to see how they all shake out. For Dickinson, it's just for them, you finish this game out with the on top, you'll be the 3 seed and go and take on Mandan. And, Mandan gave them quite the fit on the road towards the end of the regular season. Dickinson trailed pretty much the entirety of that game, down by 19, but found a way to come back and win at the end. And if that's a first-round game, which right now maybe is pointing towards it. That could be very chaotic, I think, with Dickinson and Mandan in the first round.
Speaking of chaotic, how about this start? We got Paxton Leeson hitting the deck, going the other way.
And then Leeson gets right back up. He gets the ball and puts it through the hoop.
There we go. Kind of got pushed on a little push off there, and they're face guarding. They're face guarding Walters, and that's setting the tone in the second half. Look at that.
This will bounce pass to Walters, settles in, mid-range swishes in for Walters.
Yeah, if you're getting face guard, you want to back cut or
Daychild snuck through the back door, and he goes undetected. Good to see him after battling through some ankle problems there in the first half. Looks like everything is starting to work its way out there for Daychild.
The only thing I like to see Daychild do is tuck in his jersey. Come on, let's be a little more professional here. You got the ankle there. Let's get the jersey tucked in. This isn't June Summer League ball here. Let's clean it up here a little bit, partner.
Hey, sometimes you forget you even untucked it during halftime.
That's probably what happened.
Because I think he normally has it tucked in. So Stevenson off the glass, rattles through. Van Berkom swings it to Thorlickson in his own zip code. Can't get it to go, and Leeson punches that one out of play.
Yeah, he just got a little bit too deep on his box out there. Dickinson High is not going to want to leave guys open. Now, these are things that Coach Glauser and his staff don't want to see happening right now.
So the crew out there for Dickinson: Cranston, Glauser, Leeson, Stevenson, Daychild.
So Cameron Wolf would be the one that would normally be in this mix.
It would normally be in the mix. And Leeson would be coming off the bench. But, again, they've been kind of rotating different things, getting different looks, and I like it. I mean, it's try some different things, and you might as well try it now before the postseason. You got 18 more minutes to kind of test different combinations, and Walters starting to heat up here in the second half. A couple early buckets for the sharpshooter.
Yeah, you can see why you always have to find him.
Daychild at the free throw line. Spins around his defender, but can't get the roll. Fry brings down the board. Looks like Fry might have a bloody nose or some mix.
Yeah, playing through it there.
He's going to play through it. He's got it clogged up. He's good to go. As Fry finding Van Berkom, trying to continue on an impressive day. Slingshots off the iron. Kleingen back to Van Berkom. 15:37 to go here in the second half of play. Van Berkom with a shimmy and a shake goes to his left. Hard off the glass, and Fry will be called on an offensive foul as he reached over the back of Jordan Daychild.
Yeah, didn't have the position there. You know, sometimes when you're that offensive guy and you know you're getting boxed out, it's just tip the hat. You out-positioned me. Just don't get the foul and play on.
We talked about it off air, but it is final. Bismarck has defeated Century, so Century has lost, I believe, their last 3 games, and that allowed Bismarck to steal the 1 seed.
Yeah, wild.
And Cranston answers right back here on this court here, 54-35. So Century will be the 2 seed after being the number 1 team in the polls all season long until last week when Bismarck jumped them, and now the Demons are the number 1 squad in the land. As well defended by Stevenson. Leeson, bullet pass down the court. Daychild with the finish.
Great vision. Got a little cherry picker on the other end and get yourself an easy 2.
Here comes Kleingen. Baseline jumper for Kleingen. He scored, I mean, I don't know if it was the first 7 points in the first half for him, but he pretty much, he was one of those guys that really brought the offense in there in the first couple minutes when there was that down and back action.
Yeah. Stevenson with a nice 3 ball.
Stevenson buries the 3.
You know, I haven't seen him shoot a lot off the bounce there. He's usually a set shot, you know, in the 3 or the wing or the top of the key.
The next unit going to be coming back out for Dickinson in the hockey subs. As Van Berkom
nice move.
Pivots around in the paint. Eric Van Berkom's got 13.
I really like his game, Brock. I really do. He's hit a couple threes. He's got a nice mid-range there, nice post game. Oh, nice pass.
Glauser kicked away, and a nice find there for Thorlickson coming away with the steal. Van Berkom up to Thorlickson. They'll work it around the horn, left to right. Settles in at Walters. Pestered by Leeson. Walters mid-range. Leaves it short. Picked up by Stevenson. Stevenson trying to get it down to Daychild and out of play. Well, congratulations out to the Jamestown hockey team. They punched their ticket to state as they will be taking on Grand Forks Red River in the first round of the state tournament on Thursday. That's a matchup that I'm really looking forward to. Didn't see Jamestown at all in the regular season, but those 3 days in the tournament, I was like, this is a pretty good hockey team.
Yep. Yeah. Big shout out to them.
As hitting the brakes, Orton. The right wing, so he's going to try to chest pass that one at the Bedsel. Bedsel will tame it down low to Wolf. Wolf. Lots of pressure, and a nice little fadeaway for Wolf.
Boy, a little fadeaway. Dirk Nowitzki, one leg in the air. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. That's a tough-looking shot.
Wolf 14 points in this one, coming off an 8-point, 11 rebound game against St. Mary's. He comes with the steal, dishes it out to Pollins, who sails in for the pair of points.
Well, you know my saying, Brock, good defense makes easy offense. Great defense makes fun offense, and that's fun to get in transition there.
They'll lob it down to Walters. There's the answer back for the Jays.
Really good coaching decision there by Jamestown. If Walters is getting face guarded, put him in the post. And then you're going to have a nice lob over top. Go out 4 out, 1 in with the guy that's being face guarded.
It's a really good half for Walters to start as Wolf. Nice find down low to Bedsel. He'll spin away. Find Bollinger, and now they'll get it down to the corner to Orton. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Nothing there. Wolf, though, wanting the 3. Not going to get the drop. And we're back into quick down and back action. Walters just slams that one to the side of the rim. Offensive rebound for Gagelman, and there is a foul on Bollinger.
You know, just Cameron Wolf's shot blocking ability affected that layup.
As Gagelman will to see if anyone can get open here. He will get it into Ram. Ram is taking some jabs there from Pollins, and Pollins finally ends up getting a little bit of hand to Ram.
The senior's playing a little bully ball on the freshman there. And
Cameron Wolf's all smiles after touching up Pollins there.
He's like, hey, man, we're not on the playground quite yet.
Here's a three-pointer. That one off the mark, and a foul. I'm not sure if that's going to be on Wolf or Pollins. Pollins sailed in. No, that's going to be on Wolf. I honestly thought if you were to give it to one, maybe Pollins. That's the way he was sailing in. But they're going to go with Wolf on this one.
The challenge right now for Dickinson High is to play efficient. In the back of their minds, they're high school athletes. The game's over, right? And that's the challenge of a coach, is to make your guys play like it's 0-0.
And I feel like it's got to be the mentality. I mean, at least Glosser's been a head coach for so long here in Dickinson of
11 years.
telling these guys of, hey, we won a game down by 19 with 12 minutes to go. I mean, we're only up by 22 points. I mean, that's a pretty similar boat that we found ourselves, and we came back to win that game.
You're exactly right, and Jamestown's not going to give up either. So that's kind of that. Hey, let's not think this game is in the bag, and let's continue to play efficient and run through our stuff that we want to run and take care of all the little things.
Because it's not over yet, especially with Walter starting to really find his
You just wait a
his
couple
rhythm
threes
right
in a
now.
row. You're right, Brock.
And timeout going to be taken, and the Blue Jays starting to work their way back into it. They're down by 20, but the offense starting to shine here for the Jays. 63-43, Mavericks lead.
Breathe in. I can't believe I wrecked my car. There are some things in life we can't control, but what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
$63-43 coming out of the First International Bank and Trust timeout. You can find them at FIBT.com. As poked away, and here comes the Jays. They're starting to find some momentum here in the second half. Here comes a three for Thorlickson, and he's going to make it rain.
Yep. Got themselves in a little 2-3 zone here. Force a turnover, get a transition 3. Here we go, 2-3 zone again. Dickinson has got to find the gap. Jamestown has got to find shooters.
Wolf slings it into Bollinger, double teamed. He'll work itself out. Poked out of play. Good effort there for Griffin Gagelman.
So these are situations where if you're Coach Glauser and you got this unit out here, a pass like that, against a Bismarck High or a Bismarck Century, that's going to go the other way. And those are turnovers that can just lead into momentum swings. In a zone, you have to fake a pass, make a pass. A lot of bounce passing and get the ball reversed.
They'll dump it down to Wolf, going on attack mode in the paint, gets himself out of it, or into Wolf, extra pass. Bedsold knocked away by Walters.
We got to recognize 3 seconds on the shot clock here. Let's see if they're communicating it.
3 seconds on the shot clock. He'll inbound it to Wolf's got to put one up at the buzzer. He goes down, and a foul as the shot clock expires. And Cameron Wolf going to the line for 3 free throws.
I wonder if he's involved in the one-act play in school, because there was a little bit of acting there at Brockster. I might have to ask his dad after the game if he's into the fine arts as well.
Hey, I was on the broadcast with former NHLer Mike Peluso during the WDA tournament, and he was, his big thing is, hey, you can bend the rules, just don't break them. So
yep.
Do what you got to do.
That might have been a little bender there.
Did he shoot his second one? Was it?
Yep.
Did he make it 2 for 2? Okay, perfect.
2 for 2. Now we're shooting 1.
Yeah, make sure you check out our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. A lot of postseason coverage, and we're getting all the Sport Clips MVPs out to you. Region 3B semifinals. Tioga just defeated Glenburn 67-58. So there you go. I mean, it's been great to see, the run of Glenburn this year.
Yes.
A couple of years where they were kind of towards the back of that region and their district, and now they were battling to try to get into that region championship and just fall short by 9 points.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of prep tomorrow for a lot of those teams, and a big night Thursday night for a lot of basketball teams, both A and B girls.
You can catch all that action on PSP Plus. A lot of great tournament coverages. Nate and I will be bringing you the District 7 boys basketball tournament. That's going to be coming your way starting on Friday at 2 Mountain, and Nate Stevenson rattles one home.
Love the ball fake. Love even better at getting the ball in the middle, breaking down that zone.
Thorlickson hands it off to Gagelman. Now to Ram. Ram looks down low to Van Berkom. Now he's going to say, I'm just going to pull the trigger. The freshman a little too strong there, but Van Berkom hauls it down. Van Berkom going to work against Stevenson. Oh, that was a tough physical battle inside as Dickinson gets the better end. Cranston, a no-looker, finds it to Glaser. Can't get it to rattle home.
Oh, poke out here going the other way.
Glaser dumps it down. Cranston takes a peek. Who he's got trailing behind. He lays it in for 2. Boston Cranston's got 8 points.
Yeah, got a little hand check there. Maybe a slap of the wrist on the double team. This unit still wants to, like I said, you want to execute, you want to play clean, and when you're out there, you want to make your minutes count. And, 9:32, when does Coach Glauser want to go to is, running a little bit more clock in the half court. Probably a couple minutes away from that.
As Kleingen with a big hop step.
He's had a nice game tonight.
He certainly has 11 points for Kleingen. He averages around 7.5 per game. So going to boost that season average. Might get it closer to that 8 points. As here comes Stevenson, cuts through. As Stevenson, one of those, we've seen how many players play, and all but just 2 are seniors for Dickinson today, and Stevenson is one of the non-seniors. As Stevenson and Leeson, the only 2 juniors that we've seen so far.
Yeah, it's a huge senior class, and I think Coach Glauser's done a good job of getting everybody bought in and playing. Sometimes that's hard to have that many seniors.
And two non-seniors both caught the ball, and they both dropped the ball, and Griffin Geigelman says, thank you very much.
That's just a tough break right there.
I'll take this one to the bank for a couple points.
Yeah, Stevenson doesn't lose many rebounds, and he just let go of that because he was hearing same teammate. Got a high-low here.
Stevenson, no-look pass, finding it to Cranston, swishes it through.
Yeah, if Jamestown sits in his zone here and then they let Boston Cranston find those gaps in the zone, it'll be like he's shooting on the shooting gun at practice.
Dickinson leading 20 by 25 points, 75-50, 8:18 to go. Little stutter step by Geigelman, up and over the rim it goes.
Jamestown's still playing extremely hard. You have to give a tip of the hat to their effort here, and they're definitely competing to the end.
They got a couple of seniors. They got 4 seniors on this team, but they've got a lot of youth too. And we talked about Walters when he brings. He's just a junior. Van Berkham's been fun to watch, a sophomore.
Yep.
Kleingen's been a great, consistent player right now as well, a junior. Landry Ram is just a freshman. Geigelman's a sophomore. So guys that have made some impacts are some younger players on this team today.
Yeah, my advice to them is keep playing, keep getting better. Make sure you get in the gym in June and July. And
Daychild sneaks back door. Leeson to Glazer. Corner 3. Skips off the rim into the hands of Cranston. Dishes it out. And Daychild, he always seems to find the open spot. And his teammates are great facilitators. They'll find him.
And Stevenson always seems to find the open man. You can see why he plays quarterback for the Dickinson High Mavericks. Oh, nice steal here by Glazer.
Glazer pokes it away. The steal and the score for Dylan Glazer. His first bucket on senior day. Dolo Callan, a senior on the other end, fires the 3. That one up and over the rim. Leeson.
Oh, got to get better space in there, yep.
Yeah, 2 guys just kind of down in the corner there for the Mavericks. Now they go to the opposite side. I don't know why I really just thought about this, but Jordan Daychild today, it just kind of reminds me, I know you're not a huge NHL guy, but kind of a Zach Hyman-esque. I mean, I don't know if you know who Connor McDavid is.
Yep.
And Leon Draisaitl. I mean, it's you got those guys that are known for the points, and then all of a sudden, every now and then, you get a big Zach Hyman day, and that's kind of just what Jordan Daychild brings as well. I feel like he's kind of just that consistent guy that's in that starting lineup with them. And maybe not going to be that explosive guy every night because he doesn't have to be, but then, boom, out of nowhere.
Well, when I watch Dickinson High play, and every coach wants to get all your guys to buy into their role. And I always like to say when I was coaching hoops, get them to buy into your purpose. And Coach Glazer and his staff have done a great job of that this year. You can, just by watching them play, Cranston knows what his purpose is, and Stevenson knows what his purpose is. And you just go down the list of their roster, and not only do they know what their purpose is on their team, but they buy into their purpose, and you can just tell with the chemistry and the culture and everything they have that they're primed to make a big tournament run. And there was big expectations coming into this year, and I feel like they met those expectations for the regular season. Being the 3 seed, in the WDA tournament the WDA regular season is no small feat. And now they want to turn the page and get ready for the madness of March.
And Ram goes 1 for 2, and much of the season, I think they were probably thinking, where they was sitting in the standings of, it's going to be us and Bismarck in a semifinal. Well, that has switched up. It's going to be them. It could be them in Century.
But they got to get through Mandan first.
And that's going to be easier said than done.
Correct.
Mandan is, they're an athletic team.
Yes, they are. And it's all about matchups, like we said earlier, a pregame.
Wolf whipping it down to Polens, to Bollinger. Polens with a jab step. 3-pointer in and out.
He's had a few of those that are in and out.
Hauled down by Elijah Olson. Here's a 3-point try for Rhodey. Sailing in as Olson checks off the bench and making a nice impact. There's a foul on the ground. I think they're hold that one on Bedsole.
Two big Americans battling for the ball down there. Holy smokes, they're about the exact same size. Playing hard till the end.
As Elijah Olson has got that right foot right near the free throw line. Just veered a little left there on Olson's. attempt as Bollinger sails in. Orton. Hard to the rim as Tristan Orton draws the foul.
Yeah, good attack there by Orton. He's really strong with the ball. He's a really strong kid, and good job getting downhill, getting to a rim attack. Those are the kind of things that you want to see if you're Coach Clauser. You know, that's his spot shooter, and then get to the rim.
Just off the back of the rim, high off the glass and out on Orton's first attempt. He's got 2 points, the senior. Averaging around 53% at the charity stripe this year, averaging 5 points per game. And he will pick up a free throw on the back end of it. He'll go 1 for 2 as Dickinson's got 80 points here tonight, 80-54, 6:15 to go here in the contest. Here the final regular season game here in the WDA slate. And playing games are going to be either Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. I think it's up to the school's discretion there of just finding a date that works for both those two squads. As Walters, nice tough look there for Walters. I like the way he's bounced back in this game. He was held scoreless for the first, 17 and a half minutes. And there's a big time three-pointer for Bollinger. And I think that is the last senior to score a bucket.
I was just going to ask you that.
So 8 seniors that have played in this game hit a big-time shot.
There's the rodeo kid sacrificing his body on the floor there. You know, I always love how kids, they just seem to play a little bit harder defense after they hit a three on the other end.
Gets the blood pumping a little bit.
Blood pumping. Good hustle there by
But exactly
Bollinger.
how you want to see it, though. 8 seniors that have played in this game, all 8 score. Again, they have 9 seniors on this team. Ethan Luna, the only one that was not able to play in this one due to an injury. That was kind of bugging him throughout the season.
Yeah.
But he's right there by his fellow teammates cheering on the squad.
Yep. Yeah, and I saw it was kind of neat. I saw him and Coach Clauser kind of having a moment in warm-ups, and Coach Clauser went and kind of sat by him, and those are those moments that matter. Look at Cameron Wolf hustling out there.
Hustle play there as Thorlickson throws it into the corner to Rhodey. Back to Thorlickson. 5 minutes to go here. As Thorlickson finding it to Walters. He's found his rhythm offensively. He's going to have to swing it out to Thorlickson. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Left elbow jumper. Nice shot there for Graydon Thorlickson.
Yeah, nice little mid-range pull-up there, a little one-dribble pull-up. Don't see a lot of mid-range anymore nowadays, Brock. It's 3 balls and layups. Good to see that mid-range.
As foul on Thorlickson.
Now the question for Coach Clauser is how deep are we going to get into the bench here? Because we got a couple guys over there with their shooting shirts still on.
And when do you, when you start bringing those guys in, when do you start bringing those guys in too? I mean, it's one of those things you try to just play majority of these guys.
Seniors,
just,
senior
it kind of simulate of, I mean, WDA tournament, these guys are going to be playing a full 36 minutes. Do you try to go that? I mean, it's so tough to try to bring that balance in too.
Yep.
I mean, you want to rest these guys, but you also want to keep them in game shape and conditioned. As Poland's, because you won't have another game until Thursday, and the 3 seed would be Thursday night. I think that'd be the 3rd game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, so you're going to be looking at 8 days.
8 days, and you probably get like a 5:30 start that day, somewhere around there.
8 days of prep and film and not leaving any stone left unturned and not trying to do too much.
Poland's rattles it in. He's been trying. It's his 2nd 3 of the game. He's got 8 points, and I think we got our answer coming up here shortly.
There we go.
As they will be bringing in some of those reserve guys. As Goggleman sails in. I like the second half from Griffin Goggleman as well.
Yeah. Yeah, like his game.
6 points for him as Bedsel sails in. Bedsel trying to end the game the same way he started it after he had the quick 2 buckets to really get this gym popping. And I think that's going to be the end of the day. Well, no, someone's going to be staying out. Looks like they got 4 players coming in. So we'll see which DHS player is going to be staying on the court. As first one for Geigelman will sail through.
Looks like the fan favorite's going to be staying here, Brock. Logan Betzel's going to be with this unit.
Hey, great to see him get a lot of playing time here today.
Yeah, it really is. You know, for senior night, this is the game that Coach Glauser and his staff wanted to see, right? Get to a hot start, pull away, keep the lead.
Lincoln Giese wants to try his hand on a 3. Nice boxing out there for Thorlickson. He's going to go and off and running. Thorlickson hits the break, spins around, sailing in. It's Hudson Rohde for his first bucket on the night. Just filling in the lane. Hammond nurses it down to Betzel down low after the quick feed from Embry. Hammond hits the gas pedal, spinning around, finding Embry for 3 off the rim. And there's a foul on the ground. That would have been Embry's first bucket if he can get one to drop on the season. I think he's, from my account here, this is his second game played on the year at the varsity level. You know, this is a team, I know we talk about senior day, and with 9 seniors, I mean, a roster next year, obviously you don't want to think about it next year too much when you got the WDA tournament ahead, but
you know what you do, though, as a coach? It's you always want to be a couple years ahead, and trying to put that puzzle piece together can be a challenge.
When you're going to be losing 9 seniors, that's going to be a tough task. So some of these guys that are on the court now are going to be playing probably some key roles next year.
Yeah, I always say, you make your hay in June and July, and you got to make sure that kids are getting in the gym, and you got to reload, right? You got to reload, and you have good pieces, with Stevenson coming back and Paxton Leeson coming back. I'd probably assume maybe, Corbin Wolf, maybe Cameron Wolf's little brother, to kind of get in the mix here a little bit. And, you don't necessarily know, what, Dickinson High's, junior high level is like, what their freshman team is like. Those kids can make big jumps. And Coach Glauser and his staff will have those kids going in the gym. When I come here in the summertime for work, there isn't hardly any time I don't come in here, Brock, and there isn't somebody either in the gym or the weight room. It is constantly buzzing with kids working.
Griffin Geigelman hits another shot. What a roll is he on here in this late couple of minutes? As right now he's got 9 points in the contest. Average around 6.5 per game.
Just a sophomore. We have a
technical foul.
Would it be a technical foul in the scorebook? Maybe if we didn't get a guy with the right jersey number in the official scorebook?
That could be. I'm going to see if I can double check that here.
Because I highly doubt anybody said anything or.
I mean, I've got numbers for everyone on the score sheet, but hey, that could also be something. Maybe you gave a wrong number that wasn't on the score sheet too. Could be the case. Man.
It's kind of fun in games now, but man, if you ever do that as a coach, when you fill out your book, and oh my gosh. Yeah,
I mean, like it's sometimes it's just something where you write it down real quick. I mean, you take a look at just putting in a number. You put Hammond in, he's 12 all season, he's wearing 12 tonight, but maybe whatever reason you write down 13.
Or you wear an alternate jersey.
Or alternate jersey, yep.
I think we're in play now.
Okay, let's see if I got that right here. Might have messed up some of my scoring here in the free throw department, but pretty close at the post game. 86-67, 3:03 to go. Trying to get
nice
hard as Geigelman, and trying to get the finish as Geigelman. He'll get the own rebound. Now he'll settle in. He's had a strong close out of this game. He can't quite get the 3 to go. Hammond. Finding out to Betzel. Bedsel lofting it out. Giese for three.
Hey.
Lincoln Giese picking up the three-pointer.
It's always fun to see those kids come in and hit shots and watch the celebrations on the bench.
But that is his first points on the season for Giese. 89-67. Bedsel going to get a screen. Swings it out. Now here's another three. That one off the rim for Giese. Brought back down. Embry with a jab step, finding it to Ash. Bedsel now right to left. Embry wants the three. Skipping off the rim. $1:54 to go. As Ram races, finding a three-point shot for Thorlickson. In and out. Offensive rebound. Fished out by Fry. And it's Geigelman again with a nice little pump fake and puts it through the hoop.
Yeah, you got good skill. I love it. I love the skill. Love the touch on the rim. Good footwork. Competing to the end.
19-point game. As Embry fake the handoff. Here comes Ash hard to the hoop. Bedsel pump fake and sends that one out of play. Geigelman swings it to the left corner. Elijah Olson back to the left. Geigelman picks up a screen. He sails in, switches to his right hand. Nice defense there from Bedsel. Shuts him down. 56 seconds to go. Dickinson is, with this win, going to lock up the 3 seed at the WDA tournament. A charge is called on Hammond. And for the Jamestown Blue Jays, they will find themselves in a play-in game. Again, we'll have to look at the score results from the post-game show of the other games just to kind of see if where they will be put in on seeding-wise. Again, 7 through 10 were all very close in the seedings, and it's going to determine where you play and who you play in a play-in game. Geigelman, what a spin move. Off the right side of the rim.
Yeah, love to see it. Just playing till the end, just competing.
He has helped trying to keep his team, and he's done a good job of slashing down that scoreboard differential. As 89-70 is where this one is going to end here tonight, and that is going to do it for the regular season inside the WDA as the Mavericks win their home finale for their 9 seniors on Senior Day. Mavericks win it 89-70 over the Jamestown Blue Jays. As let's take a break, and when we come back, we will head on over to the post-game show and announce our Sport Clips MVP of the contest.
We started with small beginnings. And just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Sometimes life gets messy and accidents happen. So when life gets messy, ServPro's ready. Call ServPro of Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
Every football fan has their Sunday routine. Maybe it's setting your lineup, firing up the grill, or claiming your spot on the couch. But the center of every Sunday is the drive. The morning drive home before kickoff. The drive to your buddy's watch party. Wherever you're headed, we can take you there.
Welcome back in here to the Dickinson High School and the Charmin Oak Car Center postgame show. We wrap things up here for the final time at Dickinson High School here during the winter season as Dickinson closes out their regular season with a win, 89-70, and they head on over the WDA tournament as the 3 seed. On the boys' side, I'm Brock Widener, joined alongside me, Nate Zachman. And Nate, it was a big senior day victory for Dickinson. They had 9 seniors, 8 that were able to play in this game, and those 8 all scored, got on the score sheet, and all made an impact. And I really liked what Coach Glauser ended up doing, where he did these hockey lines. You sub in 5, you take out 5. He did that for a lot of the game, but big-time win there for Dickinson.
Yeah, just, again, goes back to Coach Glauser and his staff and their culture and players supporting players, and it was just fun to watch, fun to be a part of, fun to see a lot of their games this year and call their games. And, with those 9 seniors, 8 that played tonight, these are memories that you have forever. And, I think if you look back at their regular season, if preseason, if you were to tell Coach Glauser, hey, Coach, you're going to be the 3 seed, your team's in a really good place, you're healthy, everyone's clicking on the same page and clicking on all cylinders, I think he would take that. And then now we have 8 days to get our bodies right, get our minds right, and go get ready for a big matchup against Mandan, and get ready for that WDA tournament, and get ready for that March Madness.
March Madness, it's already that time as senior day pictures going on there on the left side of the court. You got to end out with some senior day picks for everyone, and for them, a picture-perfect senior day, ending out with a win and solidifying their seeding.
Right.
Making sure you're the 3 seed, not dropping down to the 4 seed. Making sure you avoid kind of the path to 1 right away. But it is going to be something to keep an eye on in that WDA tournament. I mean, you're in the 3 seed. You're going to be taking on Mandan in the first round. If you win, more than likely Century in the semifinals after Century ends up dropping a seed in the last couple weeks.
This doesn't happen by accident, right? Having 9 seniors on the roster is because you built a culture, and then becoming the 3 seed, earning the 3 seed is probably a better way to say it, and going to state last year, and that doesn't happen by accident. And that's hard work that was put in by these coaches and by these student athletes. And winning is never guaranteed. Winning never cares about you, but you have to make sure that you put in the time to give yourself a chance to win and a chance to be in that top 4 in the WDA. And hats off to Dickinson High and Coach Glauser and all those seniors over there and everybody else in the program. And yeah, fun to see it, fun to be a part of it, and best of luck to them down the road here and getting ready for that tournament.
Taking a look at scores around the region, as could come up, and as we're talking about scores around the region, they're all lined up there, all the seniors.
That's a good
take. That's a good picture right there. All 9 seniors, they're lined up right underneath their photos.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. As we'll take a look over in at our standings here, and as we talk about this, Bismarck defeats Century. They'll be the 1. Century will be the 2. Dickinson will be the 3. Legacy tonight defeated Minot, came back and won that one 63-58. Legacy will be the 4 seed, Minot the 5. Mandan will be the 6 seed. Just seeing how everything else is kind of shaking out here. St. Mary's lost, so it's up for grabs for them right now as Minot North and Williston in a 1-point basketball game as we speak, 75-74.
Oh, wow.
As Minot North leads Williston. So I guess we can't tell you what seed and where Jamestown's going right now. It all depends on how that game shakes out and all the seeding there. But should be a very fun WDA tournament. Jamestown, we'll take a look at scores. 9 points for Raiden Thorokson, Hudson Rohde, as well as Liam Fry, both ending with 2 points. 12 for Edison Walters. 13 points for Eric Van Berkom. 11 for Jameson Kleingen. 9 for Landry Ram. And 12 points for Griffin Gagelman off the bench. For the Dickinson Mavericks, a lot of players in the score sheet tonight. Tatum Bollinger with 3, 10 for Jordan Daychild, 2 for Dylan Glauser, 11 for Boston Cranston, 16 for Nate Stevenson, 3 points for Tristan Orton, 8 points for Caleb Pollins, 12 for Paxton Leeson, 17 for Cameron Wolf. Ending the day with 3 is Lincoln Geezy off the bench. And that's going to bring us up for our Sport Clips MVP of the contest. I think he left the shot, but it's going to be here tonight, Logan Bedsel. Yeah. I mean, Logan Bedsel is one of those kind of heartbeats of the team, and he played in the most minutes he's got all season. He made an impact. He was able to get the start tonight. There he is on your screen. I was impressed with how Dan Galauser was able to kind of form that starting lineup. He was able to give some guys their first starts on the season, and they didn't really miss a beat to start. I like the energy they came out with. Right, I guess a lot of them are those energy guys, Caleb Pollins, Logan Bedsel, but he came out and Cranston found him on 2 really nice passes from Cranston to Bedsel, and Bedsel was able to get the energy in this gym rocking early on and had Dickinson trended in the right direction. And the rest was history. They were able to get out in front and pick up the win, 89-70.
Yeah, I mean, he just, you can tell that he's a fan favorite and he's a teammate favorite, and he works extremely hard. Kind of a player that, like I said during the game, necessarily probably didn't really have to play his senior year, knowing that he wasn't going to have a huge role, but bought into his purpose. And when I went down there to tell him that he was a Sports Clip MVP, he almost didn't believe me, because he probably didn't think it was possible. And that's why we do this, Brock, and that's why we're here at PSP to promote these student athletes. No matter if you're an all-state or all-region, or if you're just a role player, we want to make sure that we promote what these coaches are doing and what these student athletes are doing in the great state of North Dakota.
Yeah, and again, I couldn't say it better myself, but the kid that bought into this team has continued to have a good attitude on this team. And if he checks in the final couple minutes of some games, he's always ready to play.
Yeah,
I mean, he's one of those kids that he knows it's his opportunity, and when he does, he goes and takes it with the most effort he can give it. So congratulations out to Logan Bedsel for a good senior season, and can't wait to maybe see him during the WDA tournament.
There you go. There you go.
But yeah, Dickinson showing their depth tonight, 89-70. Dickinson will be taking on Mandan next Thursday, again in that third game of the day on the boys slate in that 3 versus 6 matchup. And then for Jamestown, they'll be playing in a play-in game. I think they'll be playing on the road unless find a tiebreaker to go their way. But for them, not sure who that team they'll be playing with is just yet, as again, Minot North and Williston still time left with 2 minutes to go, 75-74. Let's take a look at that schedule before we wrap things up. More tournament coverage coming your way on PSP Plus Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The girls A3 tournament concludes, as well as the B3 and the B4 all conclude there on Thursday. And then we start off with new tournament coverage on Friday. Boys District 7, District 6, and District 8. And we've also got some state qualifiers for girls AB 3 and 4 qualifiers on Saturday. Catch all of them on PSP Plus. So a lot of postseason. I know it's still February, but it's basically March Madness now.
You're getting there, Brock, and we're excited to roll into Friday. We'll be at Dickinson State University. Looking forward to it, partner.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it as well. Big thanks to all of our sponsors making these broadcasts possible. Hey, and big thanks out to Guy Fridley for all his help the entire sports season here at Dickinson. Could not have done it without him and the incredible coaches here at Dickinson. Big thanks out to our camera operator tonight, Zach Sprague. Thanks for joining us again, Nate. And we will see you again for some more action as me and Nate will be bringing you the coverage of the District 7 tournament on PSP Plus. But have yourself a great rest of your night.
We started with small beginnings. And just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. Today, we give you the power to grow your ideas by building meaningful relationships in the communities we serve. Because it's the same place we started. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.